Well, it comes down to the players believing in each other. This program, it's never been about a single coach or a single player. It's been about the whole team.
Central Michigan, the MCHC champions.
It's not one individual. It's about this whole team and believing in each other and buying into your roles.
This is a really bitter loss for CMU, one that they desperately needed to win. An 11-4 final in favor of Notre Dame.
The third weekend out of the last 4 that Central Michigan has come away not having won a game.
Personally, I've never been in the situation before this far low, down in the rankings, but I know we can climb up to the top 16 if we just win.
But with the end must come the beginning. And so tonight a new era begins as former captain Brendan Martin begins his tenure behind the bench for CMU.
It's kind of a do or die moment for them, and they have to go out and play every game like it's their last, because it could be.
Here's McKenzie, and on Jones, oh, what a save! Lauren Jones!
3-on-3, here we go, Nathan Bottom to Porzonic, scores! Hat trick, Andrew Porzonic! And tonight, they will knock off the number 2 team in the nation. Central Michigan upsets Missouri State.
We can't look at any team like they're much better than us or any worse than us. Just got to go into each game expecting to have a battle and do our best to get the win.
Works it up top for Baker. He's got room. Across. Scores! Sam Camilla and CMU fends off the Michigan Flint Wolverines.
We're not going to back down from anyone. And really, we're just going to outwork them.
Central Michigan has turned the corner.
There's no excuses. You have to go and do your job and ultimately win the game.
Despite a roller coaster season, Central Michigan has put itself in prime position to make the national tournament in March. However, there is work to be done for the rest of the season. Tonight, they face off against the 2022 reigning national runner-ups and the top team in the division. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside Arctic Edge of Canton in Canton, Michigan, inside the broadcast booth. My name is Reagan Claves, alongside Devin Sarah. We're happy to have you along this evening as the Central Michigan Chippewas, ranked number 17th in the nation, take on the number 4 team, the Michigan Wolverines. Well, Devin, this is a historically tough matchup for the Central Michigan Chippewas here tonight. In the last 10 games, they have not won in regulation, and they only have 1 win in overtime in that span. Michigan has a 10-game point streak going against the Central Michigan Chippewas. And if you're Coach Brendan Martin here this evening and this week, how are you preparing your team for this matchup here tonight?
Well, first and foremost, the best offense sometimes is defense, and CMU has to have a defensive zone mindset first and foremost. Central got caught a lot of times in that Oakland series last week, being too cute with the puck, passing it back and forth their own zone, and they would lose it at times, being careless. They have to lock down defensively and really do a good job of getting the puck out of their own zone, because if they can control the zone, they'll have a better time getting out of it, and that can create the offense that they desperately need against a high-powered Michigan offense.
Indeed, and this last game for Central Michigan against Oakland, it was a recovery game for them. They lost 6-3 to Oakland a week ago. Today, on Friday, it was a 6-3 loss on senior night for the Golden Grizzlies, but for Central Michigan, they came back and won 3-1 on home ice to split the series with Oakland. Let's take a deeper look at that game right now. Well, Central Michigan needed a fast start, Devin, and they got that with Isaac Gibbs scoring just 55 seconds in, and that really set the tone for CMU.
And it was, because that first goal is so important. You know, when we talk to assistant captain Christopher Martin, he's always saying, look, the first goal is the hardest. Once we get past that, we're fine. It's the same story in almost every single game for them, and it was apparent because it seemed like afterwards CMU could possess the puck a lot more. They could really get comfortable in the zone, and they could set up their options, which is just what they needed, that first goal from Isaac Gibbs.
Yeah, and Oakland would tie it up early on in the second period on a wild scramble out in front of Elijah Jones. It would eventually find its way in, and that would tie up the game, but Central Michigan snapped a long power play drought for them. They were 0 for 17 in their last 4 games entering into that game. Nathan Bottles snapped that streak, getting their first goal in that span with a nice shot from the left wing circle that deflected off of a Oakland defender and floated up into the net, and that put CMU ahead for good. Andrew Porzonic would then seal the game with an empty netter late in period 3, so it was a good win for CMU, and it's got to bolster your confidence coming into this game.
Well, it was something they needed, and it was a gritty win. You know, Coach Brendan Martin told me beforehand that he had an entire line down. Jay Nader was out of the lineup, Keelan Baker, Ben Rychuk, guys we'll talk about coming up in this pregame show. So now with 4 full lines, it gives you more options to work with. You can have guys at 100% instead of 60 or 70% when they go out for the next shift, and that was what they had to do. But in that game, they just scrapped their way to that win. It was gritty. It was one that didn't come pretty, and a lot of that was due to their goaltender, Elijah Jones, who played phenomenal.
Yeah, indeed he did, and that win tied Central Michigan once again with Oakland in the MCHC East. That is a probable preview for the MCHC first round of the playoffs coming up in about 2 weeks. The only way that does not happen is if Adrian somehow manages to beat both Saginaw Valley State in a sweep next weekend, and they beat Michigan, which they got beat 13-1 on Sunday. So most likely Central will play Oakland in the first round of the MCHC East playoffs, which should be a fun one if last weekend was any preview of that game. Taking a look at the MCHC East, it's a battle of the 1 and 5s here tonight. Michigan, the number 1 team, 8-0-1. Their one tie coming to Lawrence Tech. They've got 17 points. Followed right behind them is Lawrence Tech. They are 7-2-0-1 on the campaign, and a 1 point separates them and Saginaw Valley State at 7-3. And then it's Oakland and Michigan. Central Michigan, pardon me, both at 5-5. Adrian 2-7, and Michigan Flint 0-11-1. Pardon me, 0-11-1. And Oakland takes on GVSU here tonight, but for CMU, they are looking for hopefully to have Lawrence Tech sweep Oakland next weekend, because that puts them in prime position to maybe have that home game against Oakland in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's notable because any point for CMU in this series, whether that's an overtime or a win, hopeful for them, it would jump them to 4th place. And while that doesn't seem like it matters too much, you know, the seeding is very important, especially if whoever gets past that first round, they might have to play that top seed in the playoff regardless. But, you know, just looking at that matchup, Oakland has to play Grand Valley State and then Lawrence Tech this week. If you're CMU looking at a team like that that's on the bubble, you want them to lose that game, because if things slip up in this series, they might need some help getting into the top 16, ranked at 17 right now, and a split against Oakland certainly helped their case.
And something that will also help their case are the MACHA playoffs happening over in the central part of the United States. Maryville lost to Arkansas in a blowout earlier today. University of St. Louis, I believe, lost to Missouri, and then Missouri State takes on Creighton, and Dordt takes on Nebraska here this evening. That should be those are some key matchups for Central Michigan to watch, because Missouri State is ahead of them in the rankings.
Yeah, and Missouri State's kind of on a skid right now. Since the Chippewas upset them during the Miami Showcase when they were ranked at number 2, they've fallen back to 10, and they've had some losses. Arkansas, Central Michigan, Grand Valley State. So they're kind of on the downward trend as of right now. And you're looking at a team like Dordt and Nebraska, who are right on the doorstep with the Chippewas to get inside the top 16. That's going to be a fun one to track, and you can do that on the Mid-American Collegiate Hockey Association website.
Indeed. And taking a look at the two teams on the ice here tonight, Central Michigan 13-8-2-1 on the campaign, 29 points. They're 5-5 in the MCHC East. They're deadlocked, as we mentioned earlier, with Oakland at the number 5 spot, but they are 5-3-1-1 in their last 10, so they've turned a bit of a corner. Their 3 losses coming to Lawrence Tech and Oakland.
Well, like we said in that pregame intro video, is that they really have turned a corner, Cleves. That's because they've been able to have these resilient wins after they've been down. You know, we talked all about how after that Lawrence Tech series, they were completely out of it. Swept on the series, lost 8-1 at home. Then they went to Oakland and they lost big to them there, 6-3, and then they came back, won that 3-1 game last week in the second one. So yeah, this is a team that's had an up and down year all year. We've documented it well throughout the season, and this is another test here tonight. This is a team that has had their number for years, and albeit last year they had that dramatic overtime winner from Brendan Martin, but it's a same ice, new year, and new story, as these two teams are in very different positions than they were last year.
Yeah, indeed. And talking about Michigan here, Devin, they are the number 4 team in the country, coming off of a spectacular season where they had a bit of an okay regular season, they ended up making it to the MCHC semifinals, but it was really their national tournament run that put them on the map. They made it to the national final against Hope, ending up losing to them by, I believe, only 1 goal. But they've really had a very strong regular season, but with a couple of spotty losses.
Well, that's because they had a bad start to the year. They started the year losing 3 of their first 5, and then they had a couple of lapses against Ferris State, Hope College, albeit the #1 team in the nation. And this is a Michigan team that's been very resilient. 9-1 in their last 10. As you mentioned, 17-5-0-1, and they find themselves first place in the MCHC East. So this Michigan team is as strong as they've ever been. And yeah, albeit the regular season last year was different, but at any time they can turn it on. And that's because they have such a potent offense that can score on 3 different lines.
Indeed, and we've seen that potent offense for the last 3 seasons. If you're the Central Michigan Chippewas, they have dropped 9 of the last 10 to these Wolverines, and entering into that streak, they were 7-4. 2-1 against these Wolverines. However, it's been a totally different story. They are now 8-13, 2-1 against Michigan. And as we mentioned, Michigan has dominated the series as of late. The last meeting here at Arctic Edge of Canton was a 4-3 victory for Central Michigan in overtime. Just one overtime win they would have last season among 7 ties.
How many times did we say last year if they go to overtime, they're tying this game? And that was the one they seemed like they could get.
Yeah, and then captain, current head coach Brennan Martin, who ended up winning the game in overtime for CMU, and that was a big win. It bolstered their confidence heading in to an Oakland series and Lawrence Tech, and eventually into the MCHC semis. But taking a look at the lineups for both these two teams, Central Michigan has 3 big returners, Devin. Ben Rychuk, Keelan Baker, and Jay Nadeau all make their return to the lineup. What do you think they'll add?
Well, they're going to add another line, and that's just more bodies, more stamina, more everything. And Ben Rychuk was notably a physical presence for them. We've well documented all through his time as a Chippewa that he's a gritty player. He gets those hard-to-reach areas in front of the net, pushes guys around, doesn't let other teams' body CMU, which has really been a problem for them, is taking the physicality to other teams. Rychuk's going to bring that physicality. He's also going to bring some goal scoring. We forget, before his absence, he had about, I think, 3 goals in his last 5 games, which doesn't seem a lot, but for a player like him that's always been known as a grinder, he adds so much to this lineup. And then the captain, Keelan Baker, coming back. Those are 2 captains coming back to the lineup, an assistant in Rychuk and a captain in Baker. So they just add that leadership as it is. And then, of course, Jay Nadeau, who was a big absence for them in that Oakland series. And to have him back in this lineup, he's going to be a speedy forward. He's going to draw defenders away from the net, and he's going to make stuff happen for the Chips.
Yeah, indeed. Taking a look at the players to watch for tonight, we have 1 returner for CMU, Ben Rychuk. He's going to add such a physical presence that Central Michigan desperately needed in that Lawrence Tech series.
And don't forget, the special teams are going to be very important here today. Michigan is one of the best power play teams in the nation, and as of late, CMU has been a team that struggled on the penalty kill. So Rychuk's going to bring that back, and you could see Jay Nadeau get some time as well as Keelan Baker there. And then, as you mentioned, our players to watch. Look, as we said, first game back since that GV series, a physical presence. He'll be on the line tonight with Austin Ritter and Owen Campbell, and that's going to be huge for him.
Yeah, indeed. And our other player to watch, Nathan Bottles, sophomore. He transferred to this team, and he has been a big presence for CMU. He hasn't necessarily scored the most goals, only 10 in 24 games, but he has created plays. He's got 12 assists for 22 points on the campaign, and he really makes that top line click.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, he's a playmaker. You know, working with Andrew Porzonik, who's the leading scorer for the Chips right now, he just seems to find those dangerous areas. He's a very good puck handler. He's able to move coast to coast up the ice, and he's got great speed, great stamina, high IQ, and that's really what this Chippewa team needed in a top-line presence, and that's what Nathan Bottles brings. Assistant coach Tyler Koff told us before this game he's expecting a big day because he's kind of due for it. He's due for one of these breakout games where he goes off for 1, 2, maybe even 3 goals.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how he does tonight with that top line, Hayden Flynn and Andrew Porzonik. But taking a look on the other side of the ice for Michigan, Logan Gare and Connor Chi. Chi is on a 6-game point streak. He has 12 points in that span. pardon me, 15 points in that span, 6 goals and 9 assists. He's been absolutely phenomenal as of late.
He has been. He complements a group of players, now new freshmen to this lineup, that have really taken over for the absence of what was those graduating seniors. You know, I think of Daniel Colon as one, right? And then looking at Logan Gare, 6 points in his last 4 games, 3 goals, 3 assists. He had 2 goals in this series against Central Michigan last year. He was all over the ice, flying up and down. So Gare and She are going to be ones they have to watch, simply because they are such dangerous threats on the ice, especially if they can get time and space to set up in the O zone.
Indeed. Finally, before we take a break, at the end of our pregame show, let's take a look at our keys to the game, Devin. What do you got for us here tonight?
First and foremost, they have to take care of their own D zone. CMU has been very lackadaisical at times behind the trapezoid, trying to move the puck up the ice. They can't have careless mistakes here. They can't give the puck away that easily. They have to move as a unit back to the neutral zone. The best offense sometimes can be defense, and if they can hold down their own D zone, it's going to be crucial to this one. Our second one was they have to possess the puck and take away Michigan's scores. Michigan is a team like Lawrence Tech that has the lines to score up and down the lineup. So if you can start to take away those possessions and really run the clock out on them, that's what it's going to come down to, is possession of the puck. And that's really just true in any game, regardless of the stakes of this one. But against a Michigan team that's celebrating some of these seniors right now who can really put the puck in the back of the net, it's going to be massive. And the penalty kill is going to have to add to that. They have to find a way to take away the power play. Finally, in my point, continuing, special teams. Central has only 3 for 25 on the power play, Reagan, in their last couple of games. And the penalty kill has struggled. With 4 full lines, we're going to see what kind of presence they have right there. And if they can shut down this Michigan team offense, that just seems like nobody can stop them when they get on the power play.
Yeah, indeed. The Central Michigan penalty kill, only 14 for 24 since the start of the second semester. That will be something that you need to watch here tonight. But senior festivities wrapping up on the ice down below us. We'll take a quick break. Be back in about 5 minutes here on CCHN with the puck drop of this game coming up right after this. You're watching CMU D3 Club Hockey on CCHN.
It comes down to the players believing in each other. This program, it's never been about a single coach or a single player. It's been about the whole team.
Central Michigan, the MCHC champions.
It's not one individual. It's about this whole team and believing in each other and buying into your roles.
This is a really bitter loss for CMU, one that they desperately needed to win. An 11-4 final in favor of Notre Dame.
The third weekend out of the last four that Central Michigan has come away not having won a game.
Personally, I've never been in the situation before this far low down in the rankings, but I know we can climb up to the top 16 if we just win.
But with the end must come the beginning. And so tonight a new era begins as former captain Brendan Martin begins his tenure behind the bench for CMU.
It's kind of a do or die moment for them, and they have to go out and play every game like it's their last, because it could be.
Here's McKenzie, and on Jones, oh, what a save! Lauren Jones!
3-on-3, here we go, Nathan Bottle, to Porzonic, scores! Hat trick, Andrew Porzonic! And tonight, they will knock off the number 2 team in the nation. Central Michigan upsets Missouri State.
We can't look at any team like they're much better than us or any worse than us. Just got to go into each game expecting to have a battle and do our best to get the win.
Works it up top for Baker. He's got room. Across. Scores! Sam Camilla! And CMU fends off the Michigan Flint Wolverines.
We're not going to back down from anyone. And really, we're just going to outwork them.
Central Michigan has turned the corner.
There's no excuses. You have to go and do your job and ultimately win the game.
And we're back here inside Arctic Edge of Canton. Central Michigan, after about a minute delay, getting on the ice after warm-ups here. And Devin, give us a brief preview of this game here tonight.
Well, first of all, Central Michigan at number 17 comes into this one with a record of 13 wins, 8 losses, 2 overtime losses, and 1 tie. That 1 tie earlier. And then Michigan coming into tonight with 17 wins, 5 losses, and 1 tie as well. First place in the MCHC, Central is tied for 4th with Oakland University. And tonight, look, this is a massive MCHC game, not only for the conference implications, but also the national rankings. Top 16 get internationals, and we'll pause for the national anthem. Starting netminders for your Central Michigan Chippewas. They will turn once again to Lauren Jones, the junior from Fenton, Michigan, with 16 games this year, 8 wins, 7 losses, 1 overtime loss of 4.18 goals against average and a .889 save percentage. For the Michigan Wolverines, they turn once again to their trusty starter, number 31, Anthony Remick. He has, through 20 games played, 14 wins, 5 losses, 1 tie, a 2.49 goals against average, .822 save percentage, and 3 shutouts this season. Reagan.
Thank you, Devin. Michigan starts 5 seniors: Kier Cumming, Trevor Calais, Michael Strauss, Frederick Baldwin, and Michael North. There are 5 seniors here on this seniors night for the Wolverines. Central Michigan goes with Baker, Siraki, and Connor Morgan, the forwards. They, on the defensive lines, put out Braden Kilb and Christopher Martin. We've got 20 minutes on the clock here. Central Michigan will go from right to left across your radio dial. Maroon road uniforms with gold trim, gold numerals, gold helmets, and maroon socks. Michigan, as the puck is dropped and we are underway, goes with those maize home uniforms with blue and white trim, blue numerals, blue helmets, blue pants, and maize socks. Michael North turns and fires it in from neutral ice. Back here to play it is Christopher Martin. It could not be tipped out of the zone. Here is the Wolverines fire that one back in. Coming, played it off the half boards. Across the way, Christopher Martin sends it out to neutral ice. It was blocked away there, and Berglund was able to play it ahead. Oh, a big hit across the way. Hayden Flynn took out his man. And I believe that's Trevor Calise down on the ground across the way. A nasty collision knee to knee with Hayden Flynn. Hope Calise is all right.
Yeah, that was a really dangerous play at center. You know, Flynn's just trying to make that in at center ice, and oh yeah, I mean, just completely just bumps in, not even looking at each other, and his left leg goes down. That's a tough hit to see there. Good to see him get all right up under his own power.
Andrew Porzonnik gets the face-off from Nathan Bottles at neutral ice. We're back underway. 48 seconds gone in this first period. Central Michigan and the Michigan Wolverines, a classic rivalry matchup in the ACHA's Division III. Though Michigan has had the better of the Chippewas in the last 3-4 seasons. Hayden Flynn gives chase to Kier Cumming across the way, but Cumming in the defensive end wins the battle. DeVries from neutral ice dumps it on in. Kyle Chapman throws it around the boards. Across the way, Sam Camara backs it to the near side for Kyle Chapman. He plays behind his net. Lauren Jones, the netminder for CMU, has allowed 5+ goals in his last 3 starts. This one's cleared down the ice, and icing will be the call here with 18:22 to go in the first.
And both teams kind of filling each other out to the first minute and a half. You know, that time, CMU trying to possess their own zone, and this is going to be key for them. We talked about one of the keys to the game is taking care of their D zone, not giving up the puck away easily, especially at the blue line chances, because we know with CMU and when the lack of D zone presence they've had recently, especially with a struggling goaltender like Lauren Jones, it's vitally important they keep them from getting down low easily.
Plays at the right point, slid it down low along the board. Zach Muhammad. Muhammad got worked over there by Isaac Gibbs. Loose puck free to place at the right point. His wrist shot fluttered wide. Across the way, good disruption there by Jay Nadeau, but the puck still got to the point, and it's battled for down in the right wing corner. Behind the net, Muhammad battling there with Sam Camara. Camara moved it up the wall, couldn't get it past Baldwin. Was eventually worked free. Place kept it in high slot. Will cycle to the left point. Worked it down low for Mohammed. Place got it back along the left half wall. That's fed back out in front. Bouncing puck in the slot. Corralled by Place in the right circle. His shot was blocked. And Jay Nadeau will pick up the puck. He's got speed. Back for the first time since that Oakland road game. Good to see him back. He didn't play a ton in that Oakland game, but he's back in the lineup here tonight after missing that home game against Oakland. And look out, here is Ben Wright. Chuck throwing his weight around at neutral ice as the puck skitters back into the Central Michigan end. It'll be taken here by James Newton. Newton trying to reverse field, and Rychuk takes a bump across the way, but the hard-working senior for CMU still chased after the puck. Here's a shot in the left circle there by Calise, but it was denied there by Lauren Jones. To the near side, a shot there by Alpern was blocked, and here come the Chippewas back the other way. Charlie Hayes dumps it in wide of goal, and Ben Rychuk jams his man into the boards. A physical game here through the first 3:20. Michigan takes the puck, chips it down the length of the ice. Icing will be waved off. Here's Owen Campbell collects. Here's a pass intended for Austin Ritter. This will go down the ice for icing here against the Chippewas.
Boy, a couple of dangerous chances negated by CMU's defenseman. Kyle Chapman did a great job earlier in the play, keeping Michigan from having a wide open back door to Frederick Baldwin. He was there right on the glove side of Lauren Jones, and he kept the puck from stretching into the crease area. They're going to need their veteran defenseman to step up this game. They've had a couple of rough goes. Troutman coming back after he missed the entire first semester. Has had a couple of games to get his legs under him. And, you know, he's talked to me so much, Reagan, about getting in the weight room, getting in the gym, getting his legs under him. It's been a struggle to be in shape for these games, and he's doing a great job right now getting back into shape.
Now look out, loose puck in the slot, and Strauss lifted it high off the deflection. 3:58 to go, or gone here in the game. CMU and Michigan here on Michigan's senior night, the second of 3 straight weekends, Devin, that the Chippewas will have a senior night that they will participate in. They will have 2 senior nights next weekend when they go on the road to take on Davenport in a late night hockey game. They lost to Oakland on the Golden Grizzlies senior night last weekend, and here tonight they take on the Michigan Wolverines.
Boy, take a look at this line, Reagan. Keelan Baker out there with the 2 youngsters, Andrew Siraki and Connor Morgan. Both those wingers have had great last couple of, or I should say, starts of their Chippewa careers, as that one's clapped in from Keep, saved by the goaltender. But they've had a nice job, a nice go these last couple of games, especially Connor Morgan. In that Oakland series, he was one of the players that seemed like he was the only one that could get anything going for them. And then Andrew Siraki coming in, you know, notable freshman from Northville. Boy, he's been in the weight room. I talk about Kyle Chapman. He's been getting absolutely huge, is the right word to describe it. And they need it for a team that likes to characterize themselves as being a more physical team.
And especially as a team that's graduating a couple of physical seniors, including Ben Reichek. Now look out over the line. In step the Wolverines, and DeVries' shot was blocked. Across the way, it'll be scooped up there by Calise in the far corner. He got overworked, and here comes Nathan Bottles.
Here comes the top line back out here, Reagan.
Andrew Porzondik, Hayden Flynn, Nathan Bottles out there, but right now, over the line, here's Cheese stepping into the slot. His was blocked, and now a shot came from the left side there by Owen DeVries. DeVries got the puck back off the rebound. It's loose in the slot. Cheese, fan of the spin around shot. Now another opportunity, and Jones denied the Wolverine, who's on a 6-game point streak heading into tonight.
And Michigan having a good go a couple of times down low in the slot area, but they're just missing on a couple of these one-touch passes, and that's really been the difference right now. CMU's got to find a way to start taking the puck possession away from Michigan, because they start allowing them to get set up
look
too
out,
often.
here's Isaac Gibbs behind the defense. Who worked it? He ripped it wide. Oh my, a golden opportunity. Great seeing eye pass there from Brandon Clements in the defensive end. But Isaac Gibbs, who scored just 55 seconds into that Oakland game, cannot find the twine there. Puck tied up in the corner. Here's Isaac Gibbs to pull it free. He sent it down low, and it was intercepted by Michael North. Across the way, Frederick Baldwin got it out on the left wing. Here's Mohammed over the line. He got bumped, drawing an applause from the CMU crowd to our right. CMU has packed the barn here, more so than Michigan, ironically, on a senior night. Here's Isaac Gibbs, intercepted the puck at neutral ice. His pass across was in turn intercepted by Ramboer. Ramboer moved it up the right wing. Here's Mohammed. Up the wingers Robinson over the line right side. Will cut into the circle, feeding it out in front. Nobody home there as the pass skittered by its intended target, Baldwin. Now Ben Reichek. They'll dump it in, the scrappy senior for CMU. One of the things he does best in a Chippewa uniform is get under the skin of anybody not wearing maroon and gold. And it's something that Chippewas have missed dearly. Here's Place in the high slot. Across, here's North with a shot. Jones made the save, and Owen Campbell getting into it at the side of the net, including Ben Reichek. They're eventually separated, and
already making his presence known, being back. And listen, that's what he does best in this team. He doesn't allow guys to bully these CMU forwards. He gets into the dirty area. He says, hey, get your man out of here. All right, this is enough. Our goaltender stopped it. And look at Lauren Jones settling down in this game. That's a good sign for him after he's had a couple of bad games. I wouldn't even say I'm bad. He's just been kind of on a bad string of some that have gone less than in his favor. Lauren Jones, a great goaltender this year. Has been steady for them, even the last 2 years. But this is a game right now where he has a chance to turn his fate around.
Chippewas force a defensive zone turnover and get it out to neutral ice, but here's Place. He put it off the wall. Kyle Chapman tried to poke it past Place, but Place intercepted it. Oh, chase the loose puck into the right wing circle. It was moved up to Zheng at the right point. Down the wall to place his feet across. Was into the skates of Calais, but he couldn't corral it. Here's Calais. Putting on the brakes across the way. Button hooking into the left wing circle. Tried to kick it on goal. It was denied. And here's a shot from the left point there by Ramboer that was whistled wide. And Wolverines now control at neutral ice. Wearing those Maze alternate jerseys here tonight with the cartoon Wolverine on the front. Not the traditional Wolverine that you see as a Michigan alternate logo, but a little bit different one that looks like, Devin, we've said almost more like a Oakland Golden Grizzly logo.
I think it looks like a Bobcat. I don't think it looks anything like a Wolverine.
Remember last year we were talking about it looked like a teddy bear. But
that's a better description, yeah.
Anyway, played down back in the Michigan end to our left. 11:44 to go here in period one. Look out, Andrew Porzondek wreaking havoc behind the net of Remick. And eventually the Wolverines weren't get free. Alpern chased it across the way. Monaco had it caught in his skates. He's over the line. Couldn't get to the backhand. Great play there by Charlie Hayes for CMU. And now here's Andrew Porzondek. Lost an edge up left wing. Chips it in. He's gotten past the defense. Loose puck into the corner. He was beaten to it there by Kier Cumming, a captain. Now bottles at the side of the net off the feed from Porzondek. Couldn't cash it in. Now the Wolverines dump it into their own end. Michael Strauss, the culprit. 11:04 to go here in period one.
Fans, don't forget that the CMU Club Hockey Network YouTube channel is your one-stop shop for highlights, exclusive interviews, and full game broadcasts for CMU men's D3 and women's D2 hockey. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so as to never miss a moment of Chippewa hockey. Just go to YouTube and search CMU Club Hockey Network to find the channel. CCHN, your home for Chippewa hockey.
Well, we talk about, Devin, the men's D3 team here having a bit of a struggling campaign, but the women's team has really had a resurgence as of late. This year, with their best year all in their history. Oh, look out, a nice touch pass ahead to Nadeau down the left wing. Got it from Isaac Gibbs, trying to feed it back to him, and Nadeau ran into his man. There's going to be a penalty on Jay Nadeau here. My guess is a check from behind possibly, or interference as he sent his man sprawling into the boards. 9:25, the time of the minor penalty.
And that was a nice touch pass there, as you mentioned. Jay Nadeau gets it up left wing, trying to finish his play, and the Michigan defenders just back checking to the end board, and Jay Nadeau is just right there, wrong place, wrong time, kind of ill-advised, didn't really mean to run into the guy, but draws the penalty, and this Michigan offense that we've touted so much is great on the power play. CMU's got to dig in. They've had a struggling penalty kill unit, Reagan. What was it, 14 for the last 24 they've allowed?
14 for 24 in the entire semester. They struggled, especially in that Lawrence Tech series and the first game of that Oakland series. Three goals for Oakland came all from Shane Arbor on the power play. Now here's Mohammed down the right wing, pulls up in the corner. Worked it back up the wall. The Wolverines control. Up to the right point, here's North. Slides it across to Calais. Calais to the near side. It was behind Mohammed. And he'll have to chase it up to the right point once more. Mohammed across to the far side. Baldwin up top to North. He scores! Michael North slid it in from the high slot. And Central Michigan once again fails on the penalty kill. A shot from North opens up the scoring.
Yeah, that's just good cycle there from Michigan. Look, they miss on the first pass intended for the right slot area. They get it back up top, and nobody's in front there to deflect that puck from going top iron over Lauren Jones. That's an easy one for North, who scores his 4th of the season. And Michigan, again, capitalize on their power play. That's been so potent for them all season.
The senior defenseman for the Wolverines opens up the scoring. Here 10-11 into this hockey game, and that's something Central Michigan needed to avoid. Connor Morgan kept the puck at the line and fired a shot on goal. Remick turned it outside. Behind the net place.
Reagan, this just means that every single chance that CMU's got to get, whether it's power play or penalty kill, don't matter. It's got to be crucial, and it's got to be their best hockey, because this Michigan team, number 4 in the country for a reason, they will strike on you at will. And, you know, 1 goal in this game isn't a lot, but you start looking at 2 or 3. You start taking bad, ill-advised ones. And, you know, we kind of get on this team a lot for taking, quote, bad penalties, but it really is just a matter of the game. And it's what happens when you're a physical team like CMU. You tend to give up some of those hard checks, you know, a cross-check or rather a boarding or something ill-advised like an interference penalty.
9:10 to go here in period 1. Michigan up 1-0 here on the Chippewas, on a power play goal by Michael North, his 4th of the campaign. Aiden Flynn got run into inside the line. And the Chippewas will have to regroup here. Kyle Chapman stepped around a check there from Welsh, and here's Nathan Bottles over the line. He's got Porzonic in the slot. He throws it down low. Porzonic to pick up the loose puck. He's thrown into the boards. And the Chippewa fans to our right, not too happy about that call. Now look out. Here's the Wolverines. That's Ramboer behind the net. Ramboer fed it out in front, and the net comes off its moorings as we have a stoppage of play with 8:30 to go. But the referees, whether it be on both sides, have been letting a lot go here.
I would agree, and that's I mean, that's some of that stuff happens. Yeah, there might be a little bit of an interference or hold call on Porzonic, but yeah, I mean, I like that kind of approach from this officiating crew, especially because as this game goes on, this could get more and more chippier. And yeah, when there's some very blatant, yeah, you got to call it. But you know, if you let the guys play out more times than not, it's the right decision.
I really think that play with Porzonic in the corner was more of just an angle play that is legal even in USA hockey. He just ran him into the boards, angled him. He was making a play on the puck. It was a good play by the Michigan defense. Now look out. Here's DeVries down the right wing. He got taken down by Isaac Gibbs, and they go colliding into the boards. Now the Wolverines pick up the puck. Working the puck free, here's Newton in the corner. Down to the near side. Alpern stepped around his man and ripped the wrist shot wide. And he paid the price as he got belted by Isaac Gibbs on the near side. Across the way, here's Calise. Up to the left point, a shot by Cumming. Deflected into the slot. The Wolverines still control. Here's Newton. Backs it up to Alpern. Alpern back to the near side. Newton at the right point. His shot went off of Clements. And the rebound is controlled by Andrew Miller. He's able to get it out. Isaac Gibbs chasing after the puck, but he was beaten to it there by Alpern.
Reagan Stevens got to find a way to settle this puck down. Too many bad gives at center ice, notably the neutral zone, and they look tired out there at times. They've got to find a way to take this puck possession back because look at this, the Wolverines, now they've got some momentum. Now they've got the possession, and that just continues on for a string of 1, 2, 3 minutes, and boy, look at that body check laid to Brent Rydschuk.
Good poke check there by Austin Ritter on the near side, wearing number 13 here tonight. I wonder what happened to his normal 22 jersey.
I think one thing you're noticing about this Michigan team is they really don't give up the puck a whole lot. They are a very efficient passing team. And against CMU, oh, look out.
Here's G working into the right wing circle, side of the net. He threw it out in front, and it was cleared out of the way there by CMU, but Rydschuk gave it right away. Here's G at the left point, steps around a man, but he was roughed up there by Owen Campbell. Campbell trying to get past his man. He's driven to the outside and lost the puck, and here come the Wolverines. They can't get out of their own zone here for a moment as they're stalled there by Kyle Chapman. She over the line, dropped it off, loose puck.
Oh, look at Owen Campbell, the hustle, taking away the puck twice right there.
Got it up. Andrew Siraki dumped it into the offensive end. Michael North across the way. North fed it on ahead. It was too far for Mohammed. The Chippewas cleared it, only to have it returned to sender. Chippewas intercept a pass in their own end, but again, give it away at neutral ice. It's not something, it's something rather, Devin, they've had trouble with throughout this entire season, is maintaining control of the puck, especially in the defensive end.
Well, especially in the first period, Reagan. How many times this year have they gotten off to bad starts in the first?
Well, look out, play to the near side is Robinson. In the corner up the water place, his one-timer was blocked. Once again, Robinson in the corner. Worked it free to Baldwin. Baldwin well worked over, and here come the Chippewas. Andrew Porzonic, the leading goal scorer for CMU. Around the outside, behind the net. Porzonic slides it onto the netminder. 5:14 to go here in the period, and Remick will hold on. Here, but stay with us for the first intermission report. Devin Sarah will have have that for you. Recapping this first period of action, which Michigan currently leads 1-0 off of a Michael North goal. We'll also take a look at the American Collegiate Hockey Association's out-of-town scoreboard. Here's a shot from the left point there by Chapman. It was blocked out in front, and here come the Wolverines. Out at neutral ice, stepping over the line, near side. Monaco, his shot whistled high. The senior had it put right back on goal. Welch sends it around behind Kyle Chapman, trying to avoid a check, trying to reverse field. It didn't work. Clearing attempt off of Jane Adu. Isaac Gibbs circles in his own end, threw it out to neutral ice, and it was deflected, and it'll come back to the Michigan line. Monaco deflected that puck into the offensive end, and the Chippewas will control. Right to left here in this first period they go. 4:25 remaining.
Oh, big
period.
check there by Benaraichuk.
Benaraichuk.
There you go.
Throwing his weight around
Way to
here.
get into it, Benny. There you go. Get started early, bud.
If you can't tell, he's a team favorite here at CCHN. A wonderful guy off the ice. He's a very physical player on the ice. And
Well, more than that, it's just he's got to get this team fired up. You know, that's a momentum spark. When you can start taking Michigan's bodies out of it, starts to get guys maybe scared, maybe think twice about entering through center. And that's really what Benny's out there to do. And look at him hustling again to the corner. Finishing his
doing
checks.
that all season, a presence missed very dearly for the first 5 games of this second semester. Here's Newton throwing it on goal, looking for the tip there from Calise, but it didn't.
Oh, that was that's too much.
Benaraichuk, that's going to be
my
cross-check.
Goodness.
Or a board on Benaraichuk.
Sang went face first into the half-wall boards.
It's good to see him get up.
Yeah, I mean, Benny's trying to finish his check there, and he knows, he looks to the sky. That's ill-advised, you know. Like you mentioned, Benny provides a lot of security out there, finishing those plays, creating it hard, but that time, Zhang's just too far away from the boards to finish that check, and he ends up barreling into it, and that's another power play from a physical play. First one from Jay Nadeau, and that one a hit from behind for Benny. 2 minutes on the clock.
So a check from behind on Benaraichuk puts the Chippewas back on the penalty kill. They're 0 for 1 tonight, 14 for 25 since the start of the semester. Now the Wolverines controlling the Chippewa end to our right. North, who had that power play goal earlier, slides at the near side. Muhammad back across to North, the alternate captain, back to the near side. Muhammad, he tried to step around Porzonik, but both of them lost an edge as Porzonik got a breakaway back the other way.
Well, good job with Porzonik to stick with that. You know, he had his head up, looking to go downhill with the puck, and that time just tried to take it away too quickly before he actually did, but finished the play anyway. And look at Nathan Bottles hustling, our player to watch, and he's going to draw a penalty right there.
And I do think that it's going to be called on Nathan Bottles here, Devin. And it looked to me like that should have been a hook on Michael North, but for CMU, that's going to put them on a 5-on. Oh, no, wait, this is actually going to be.
I was confused for a second what you were referring to. I didn't think Bottles did anything wrong on the play there.
It is going to be Baldwin to the box here. 17-15. Gone here in this period. 4-on-4 for the next 108. This puck goes up and out of play.
Well, one thing you'd like to see CMU do is obviously get this puck on net. You know, they kind of haven't tested Anthony Remick too much in net. And, you know, he's had a pretty good go this year. 14 wins, 5 losses, 1 tie, and 3 shutouts. And they got to start testing him to see really what he's good at and what he's not, stopping as a goaltender. And then obviously look for that second chance look and really set up a nice play with some open ice to work with especially.
Michigan trying to work out of their own end. A pass ahead, got by Newton, but he'll chase after it into the left wing. He'll poke it around behind the net and put on the brakes before he's get into the boards there by Christopher Martin. Isaac Gibbs in the corner, sends it across the way for Martin. T-to-D pass, 2:06 to go here in the opening period of play. 30 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. Jay Nadeau rims it around the boards, across the way, North in after it. He got bumped to the boards. The Wolverines come out with it. Here's Welch, the near side. Over the line, Shelton will fire that one wide. And Jay Nadeau will control for CMU. 8 seconds to go. CMU about to go on the power play for the first time tonight. It will be an abbreviated one, but it'll count nonetheless. They'll have 48 seconds to go as out of the box hops Benaraichuk. 5-on-4 here for CMU. Here's Owen Campbell. He's got Siraki. Oh, what a save! And the Wolverines clear the puck. Icing will be waved off.
Wow,
With
Remick
that penalty.
near side there, and they're getting that scoring chance. And what a job to get his glove right down there. He came way out of his net to challenge that puck. And a nice presence, head up right there to continue it, and kept the play alive, too.
Here's Owen Campbell. The left point, up to Chapman. Will walk into the slot, uncontested, and a shot. Glove there, and held onto him by Remick. 57.7 to go.
And, you know, I really like, again, that shoot-first mentality. You know, we saw Kyle Chapman wind one up earlier. That one kind of missed. But that time gets to go, you know, far side and picking the glove again. And Remick, again, testing. So they're kind of seeing where his strong suit might be. You know, Remick kind of showing that glove side as his favorite. But, again, on a nice team, a good goaltender, you got to find and pick and choose where you actually release the puck on.
Central Michigan cannot win the offensive zone face-off. And our videographer down there flinched as
Lane
the puck
Cool?
the puck was sent right at her. She flinched, and look out,
Chapman's
CMU,
gotta
a
hurry up.
miscommunication behind the net. And the net comes off its moorings behind Lauren Jones. I don't think the referee noticed it. Hasn't blown the whistle yet. Net
Well, they got to get back.
looks to be maybe be back on its moorings. The shot from the high slot was deflected into the corner. 24 to go. We're back on a 5-on-5. Isaac Gibbs running into there with Nicholas Welch. Puck sent out to neutral ice. Here's Rambower over the line. Old button hook at the top of the right circle, but he was worked from behind there by Isaac Gibbs, who sent it back to the Michigan end. 5 seconds to go. Here's Robinson over the line. Mohammed fan on the one-timer. The Chippewas cannot get it out. And time will expire on the opening period. Central Michigan allows a power play goal from Michael North, and that's the only scoring here in this opening period. 1-0 as we head to the break. Here from Arctic Edge of Canton, Devin Serra will have the first intermission report for you when we come back here on YouTube. Stay with us. More coming up after this.
And we're back here from Arctic Edge Ice Arena here in Canton, Michigan. I'm Devin Sayre with the first intermission report presented by CMichIceHockey.com. Well, in this one, Michigan out to an early lead, 1-0 after a power play goal from Michael North scored, Michael North scored at 10-11 of the period, assisted by Baldwin and Mohammed. That being Michigan's now 4th power play goal in their last 6, going back to that Adrian series they had. And they had notably 3 power play goals against Saginaw Valley in their come from behind 4-3 win. So Michigan doing what they've all done all season long, capitalize on the power play. It was after a Jay Nadeau hit a boarding call at 9:25, and Michigan with a nice ripper from the point, just able to get it over the right top corner of the goal, and really not at any fault of Lauren Jones or the defense. It was a great shot, picture perfect really, even with traffic out in front, and it leads to a 1-0 game. For CMU, they've done a good job defensively shutting down Michigan in the yellow zone. They've really taken away a lot of their looks to the net in that slot area, and they've kept them to the outside, but really what they've been struggling with is when they've been able to stop the puck, they're turning the puck over. They've had a couple of times now in the neutral zone, they've given the puck away too easily against a Michigan team that's very efficient at passing and moving it up the ice. So too many turnovers happening for CMU, and then the other way, they just haven't been able to capitalize. They had a nice breakaway chance in on Jay Nadeau, and couldn't finish the job right there. And Andrew Siraki had a nice look at the right side of the net, couldn't get his stuff at home, short side, after Anthony Remick has played well. So honestly, it's just been Michigan moving a lot of the puck, and credit to CMU, buckling down defensively, allowing the 1 power play goal. But other than that, they've done what they could. Again, now they're 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. We don't have shot totals for you in this one. We hope to get you that in the second intermission report. But for now, it's Michigan after Michael North's power play goal, sitting at 1-0 on the score sheet. As we got a couple of minutes left here before CMU gets ready to take the ice. One thing to look out for is our players to watch. Ben Rydchuk, who took a boarding penalty earlier, a check from behind. In this one, he's getting physical, folks, and one thing that CMU dearly missed for the last couple of weeks was Ben Rydchuk's physicality and his presence in front of the nets. And then look for Nathan Bottles, who's been really solid, getting the puck out of their own zone and moving up the ice, and that top line consisting of himself, Andrew Porzonic, and Hayden Flynn. Michigan up 1-0 after 20 minutes. We'll be back with second period action with myself and Reagan Cleaves. This is CMU Hockey here on CCHN.
Inside the broadcast booth, Reagan Cleaves, Devin Serra set for period number 2 between the Central Michigan Chippewas and the Michigan Wolverines, a top 25 matchup here on CCHN. Central Michigan down 1-0 after 1 period of play. Devin, what's something that Central Michigan needs to change here in this middle 20?
Well, they do a better job controlling the puck and taking care of it. They turn the puck over way too much in their own zone and the neutral zone, giving Michigan free chances to the net. And against a team that can score at will like they can, especially on the power play, that's not great. So they got to clean up and make the easy pass, make the clean look, and start to get some momentum in their game going. It's really key, possessing the puck really in any game, especially right now. And if they can start to do that and get that clean outlook pass going, even without a Michigan player pressing them, it'll lead to good things. And it's something that they can improve on for sure.
Central Michigan goes left to right here in this second period as the puck is jumped. We are underway once again from Arctic Edge of Canton. They're coming, throws it around the boards, a Grand Rapids product out of Forest Hills, Northern Eastern. Will control the puck on the near side. Pass up through neutral ice. This is deflected up and out of play off of Braden Kilba, as well as Marcelo Monaco.
Hey, Cleves, did it all of a sudden just get a little bit warmer in here, you notice?
They've had the heaters on all night, Devin.
This has been a really chilly barn, probably second to our own Martin Ice Arena. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, are you kidding me? It's been freezing in here, I think.
Folks, I think it's time to declare Devin criminally insane.
Oh, yeah? Well, you've been doing that all season, huh? Hey, check yourself, bud.
I'm surprised it took me this long to say that.
Hey, I'm criminally insane about the heat. You're criminally insane about these officials at times.
Yeah, sometimes.
You're a funny guy. Not really.
It's great to work. Jeez, man. I was just about to say it's great to work with you, but
no,
instead
it is.
it's us.
Oh, we have some fun here, don't we?
We do. Up over the line, here's Monaco down the right wing. We'll send it out in front. Jones made the save. 54 seconds gone here in period 2. Monaco took a spill into the boards, drawing some applause from the CMU crowd to our right. Out of his net, here's Remick to hold.
One thing you'd like to see they've kind of been shifting the lines a little bit as of late. And they finally get the top line back out there. I really want to see a clean look for Porzonic and Bottles. They haven't really got it since the middle part of that first period. That's been their only look. So see what they can do breaking out of the zone right here.
Christopher Martin plays some catch with Sam Camara, who eventually comes up with the puck and tries to get it further than neutral ice. That hits Chi in the zone as Rambo will throw it in, and he was offside. So 18:28 to go here in period 2. We'll have a draw just outside the Michigan line.
And you know, talking to Andrew Porzonic, that's something, as I talked to him earlier in the week, he mentioned something about we want to stop playing tag in our own zone, kind of passing the puck back and forth, because it's not really getting them out of the zone. And right there, Camara just flips this one out to center, and had the Michigan forward not flipped that up into the moorings, that would have been almost a breakout chance for them.
Andrew Siraki made his way off the ice during that last stoppage. We'll hope he's okay. See if he returns. Isaac Gibbs, good play to wave to negate the icing as he comes from behind, takes down his man. Nothing comes of that in terms of penalties. Here's DeVries ahead, tried to get it through to G, but it hopped past him, and a scrum ensues on the near side. Here's Jay Nadeau. Had it poked away from him at neutral ice, but Andrew Miller gloved it down. He'll flip it on goal, but Remick comes there to play it and hold on. 17:47 to go in the period.
And Jay Nadeau's been out there with Miller and Isaac Gibbs. Those two seem to have found some chemistry recently. You know, Nadeau coming back from that Oakland series where he didn't play at all, and then, you know, Isaac Gibbs, since coming back from his Saginaw injury, has kind of been on a cold streak. But he had a goal and an assist in that Oakland series, so it's good to see the sophomore from Novi getting his legs under him, getting back involved in this offense, because, Reagan, we forget that he was one of the leading scorers for them last season.
Charlie Hayes stepped into one from the point, and Rychuk will pick up the rebound behind the net. Up to the right point, Clements. Across to Charlie Hayes' shot, kicked away by Remick. Austin Ritter shouldered to the ground in the corner. CMU still on it. Clements couldn't chop away at it. Chippewas have it skip over Ritter's stick, and it'll go into the corner. He throws his man to the boards in North. Puck free behind the net. It'll be corralled there once again by North. The Wolverines go right to left here in this second period. This has sent the length of the ice. Icing waved off, and a bit flummoxed as to why. Out come the Chippewas nonetheless. Martin couldn't corral it. That's Tyler Martin. They neutralize. Here's North on left wing. North centered it. Over the line, it's snapped wide there by Robinson. Clements again. Chippewas get it out of the zone, but it's quickly returned back into their defensive end. North out at neutral ice off that clear. Dumps it right back in, and Martin was taken to the ground. Now look out, stretch pass 2-on-1. Baker with Martin, and he scores! Keelan Baker snaps it by the glove side of Remick, and the Chippewas tie this one up. 3:43 into the second.
Oh, captain, my captain, Keelan Baker. What a little snapshot there. Right circle, bang! Past the glove side of the goaltender, Remick, and Baker now with his 8th of the season. The captain's been looking to get back involved in this forecheck, and he does it right there, snapshot, and this place absolutely erupts with the CMU faithful in full effect here in Arctic Edge Ice Canton.
And the Chippewas catching the Wolverines in a bad line change. And that's what allowed them to go in 2-on-1, and the referee getting in the way of things in the left wing corner as he had a pass out in front, hit his skate and deflect into the corner. Nonetheless, the Wolverines take it and dump it back out to center ice. Christopher Martin locks this one in. 15:46 to go here in period 2. CMU ties it up on Baker's 8th of the campaign. Bottles, good job to keep it in. Andrew Porzondik into the corner. He steps around his man. He still has it in the corner. Out in front, bouncing puck in the slot. Look out, the Wolverines have numbers. Zhang across the way. Here's Newton to the outside. Threw it out in front and they score! The Wolverines come back quickly. And at 4:38, they regain the lead.
Yeah, that's a good job there by Michigan coming back the other way after the block shot, and then it comes back out to the right circle, and with speed moving in there is Newton just to snap it home. That wasn't even really much of a shot. It just got past Jones's blocker side, stuffing it far side, and it stayed on the ice the whole way and just missed him. And that's a backbreaker for CMU, who just got this game tied up. And Michigan, like they've done all season long, such a potent offense, gets right back up top, 2-1.
Chippewas just have to keep their head up here. Michigan, a high-powered offense that once it gets going is very hard to stop. We saw that in their tilt with Saginaw Valley State, and they throw that one out in front, but it was denied. Now Jane Adu up right wing. He was denied. Andrew Miller floats it in. Chippewas tag up.
And you know, Central can't let themselves mentally get out of it. They have to hang their head high where they can. That's getting this game tied up, and because that first goal we talked about in the pregame show is so hard for them. But once they get that first goal, then they start to settle in, look at their chances and go, okay, we can make something happen here. And Keelan Baker did, after you said, taking advantage of a bit of a missed line change. And that time, you know, Michigan behind it, all it takes is one lapse like that for them to get going.
Now here's Isaac Gibbs. Works up over the line, left side, will let a shot go, but a good defensive play by Monaco forces that shot high. Sam Camara corrals at his own line, chips it back out to neutral ice, but the Wolverines are offside as Monaco is forced to go for a line change. The Wolverines still offside.
Take a stretch pass.
Stretch past Isaac Gibbs, he couldn't corral it. Will chase it into the corner, however.
Boy, all those Michigan forwards, Reagans, were going back to their own bench. They had time and space.
Right shot, picks up the puck. Spins around, he's worked over there by Connor G. Clements had it stolen away, and here's Chi. Wolverines have numbers, a 3-on-2. Chi over the line, pulls up at the right point. That allows the Chippewas to get back defensively, negating that numerical advantage for the Wolverines. Up at the right point, here's a wrist shot, deflected out in front. It went wide. DeVries let the shot go. North couldn't keep that in. It'll be chased back here by Dylan Shelton. 13:28 to go here in period 2. Reagan Cleves, Evan Sarah on the call for you here from Arctic Edge of Canton. DeVries over the line, left it off for Chi. Loose puck in the circle. Chi spins around with possession, and Chippewas are able to bat it out, but only to neutral ice.
Oh boy, Jones tried to scoop that one out of midair and it just deflected off his glove. And you know, Jones has really settled into this game now, but a couple of times he's looked a little bit like he's off center.
Austin Ritter bolted over the line, and his shot was deflected high. Puck is now free behind net off the ensuing chance. Chippewas behind net. Here's Baker. Up to the right point, Clements. Clements throwing it down the wall. It took an odd carom off the net. Off the inboards, and Remick shoved the net off, unintentionally though, as the nets here have much the same problem as the ones at Martin. They come off a little bit far too easily.
And you know, both these goaltenders tonight, they've kind of been targeted on their glove sides. You know, that time I think, you know, on CMU's goal, Remick just couldn't find that one. It was a beautiful snapper, just the right angle to get it past. And you know, Lauren Jones, another great goal, especially on his glove side. You know, he wants to get that settled down, and once in a while, you're just going to have one that misses. And you know, credit to him, he's played well so far in this hockey game. Lauren Jones has.
Got a stretch pass ahead. Charlie Hayes has got to defend it here. Robinson into the corner with Hayes. Hayes jams him into the boards. A physical game here at Arctic Edge of Canton. The Wolverines come away with it. Here's a shot that whistled wide there by Robinson. Cumming threw it down the wall. On the right point, it's held on to by Baldwin.
Look at this pressure right here, taking away all of the looks, all of the one-touch passes as they're trying to cycle the puck, and CMU is just starting to hound them away. Great defensive pressure.
Cumming, the captain for the Wolverines, able to keep that in. Baker will turn and fling that one in, and Remick is way off his angle, trying to direct that one into the corner. Didn't work. There's Mohammed. Drops it off for Baldwin at the last point as they moved across the line. His shot was defended well there by
comes the top line.
Now here's Nathan Bottles up the left wing, and he was foiled as he went in, and Andrew Porzonic dumped Robinson almost into the Chippewa bench. Mohammed cutting through the slot, disrupted there by Christopher Martin. He skies it off the wall. The linesman getting in the way of it there. Coming. Sends it across there to Alpern. Alpern had his pass popped up into the air, but he still has it. He speeds over the line. Nifty move to the outside, and he puts that one right into the glove of Lauren Jones. Who'll hold with 11:08 to go here in period 2.
And you know, all those CMU forwards were kind of looking in front of their bench, taking that puck away. They kind of thought it was going to slide more to their bench, and it just ended up sliding the other opposite way and allowed Michigan to have a breakout chance. And what crafty stick moves by Sam Alpern to get there.
Christopher Martin controls the puck off the defensive zone draw for the maroon and gold. Andrew Miller chips it free to Isaac Gibbs. He's over the line with Nadeau on his left. Cut it back to Nadeau. Bouncing puck rolls into the slot. Chippewas still have control of the puck. They try to get it down low to Isaac Gibbs, but that didn't work. He was cut off here by Rambo. Or up the left wing to Zhang. Zhang across to Newton. Newton trying to feed it back in front. Didn't work. Bouncing puck to the Chippewa line comes out. And it's out onto by the Michigan Wolverines. 10:36 to go here in period 2. 2-1, the Wolverines lead it. Here's Zhang over the line. Zhang fed it out in front, disrupted though by Christopher Martin. They go into the corner. 10:25 to go here in the period. Outlet pass to Jane Nadeau down left wing. He's got Rambo back defensive for the Wolverines. Puck tied up the left point. The Chippewas able to get it deep. A penalty coming up here on the Wolverines.
Yeah, Ben Rydchuk had his stick slashed out of his hands, and ref saw it the whole way, so it's going to be CMU coming up here with a power play. Their second of the night.
So Zhang sent off, exchanging words with Ben Rydchuk with the CMU power play, who's 0 for 1 here tonight with an abbreviated one in that first period. We'll go to work here. 9:54 into the second period.
All right, the personnel, let's see what they got here. Andrew Porzonic, Siraki, and Bottles. And how many times, Reagan, this year have we mentioned with Porzo and Bottles connecting?
Oh, that
look out.
Hopped over Charlie Hayes' stick, but a great job by the captain to get back and deny his man of a breakaway in DeVries.
Yeah, that's the difficult part, is just allowing easy turnovers like that. It's something we hinted to in the first period they were doing too much of, is just giving the puck away too easily. You know, it's one of those things you just got to find a way to keep it in on your stick.
Now look out here, Siraki in on a 2-on-1. Backdoor! It was cut off, and Siraki gets labeled in the bottom of the right circle there by North. Here's Hayes, top of the left circle. Throws it down low to Porzondik, corrals in the backhand. He's pinned to the boards, Bottles swoops in to pick up a loose change. Up to the left point, Hayes' shot, blocked in front, rebound loose, and it's played into the corner. Porzondik getting harassed from behind, and the Wolverines turn and fire it down the length of the ice. 1:05 to go here in the power play. The difference right now, a power play goal by North. They got the Wolverines up now. Look out, Strauss stripped Camaro of the puck. Will walk across that line left side and dump it back. Look out, it was a miscommunication. Nadeau in behind the defense, to the backhand, and he was denied, and he goes spilling out of the boards. That probably should have been a penalty against Michigan, but the Wolverines get away with one there.
And more importantly, if that would have been a hook call, Reagan, that could have been a penalty shot for Nadeau.
It could have been a penalty shot if it was anything against the Wolverines. Connor Morgan tied up in neutral ice. He gets the puck on a feed from Nadeau.
Still got 20 seconds to work with.
Morgan over the line, across to Isaac Gibbs, steps into the circle, a shot. And Remick denied that one. Once again, Gibbs from the circle, a shot that deflected and skittered to the near corner. For Martin with 7 to go on the power play, across to Gibbs. He'll step into the circle, a shot deflected. And look out, Rychuk's gonna draw a crowd. Oh, and he's gonna get a penalty here. I mean, as you can probably pick up on our mics, it's looked a little bit weak on Ben Rychuk. He's going to head to the box, so CMU probably on a rough. Rychuk's going to get sent off for a slash. My guess is, Devin, for that poke on Remick after he had gobbled it up.
Yeah, and that's what the CMU faithful here is referring to is what you'd call a softer call, but it is clear as day in the book. And I'd say earlier, Benny had a slash call go for him earlier, and that one goes against him. And this officiating crew has a little bit been hands off, but when they see the post whistle stuff, they've been right on it. And
oh no!
And Tyler Martin's gonna go off now.
My guess is Ben Rychuk picked up on misconduct, or somebody picked up on misconduct. We'll see. But good thing is for CMU, it's only 2 minutes. So now the Wolverines on a power play as they've killed off the Chippewas man advantage. They go to work. North from the high slot. Tried the same thing that worked for him in the opening period. It went high. Mohammed on the left side got worked over, and the Chippewas on the length of the ice.
Great job attacking the puck right there. They've got to buckle down to this penalty kill. Take away the cycle of the puck, and really that starts with keeping Michigan to the outside. Yeah, allow them to control the puck at the point, but don't allow them to get it to the slot area. They've been great at that all night long. And look, Michigan, we've seen earlier, they can score from the point. So all in all, if you're not going to get one to the outside, you got to block a shot in front.
Wolverines back to work in the offensive end. 75 seconds to go in the man advantage. North kept it in at the right point. Down the wall to the near side. Look out, they've got a loose puck in the slot, and it was tapped just wide there by DeVries. Wolverines down low, they work to the back door, and Jones made the save, and it's loose in the crease. And they hold on, does Lauren Jones. And he's a bit laboring as he gets up here. 55 seconds to go in the power play.
Well, that's a good job by Jones to recognize where that puck was, short side. Doesn't pick up the first rebound, but he stays with it. Keeps that puck away from a second chance look. And that time, Michigan's getting this puck to the slot area, but CMU's doing a good job plugging the middle, collapsing on defense.
Charlie Hayes is getting whistled off here for unsportsmanlike conduct. He must have said something.
Oh no! And so it's going to send it into a 5-on-3
for a 55 seconds. 12:57 the time of the penalty. Wolverines in the offensive end have control of the puck. They got a two-man advantage for 44 seconds. Place across the way to Cumming. Cumming up top to Place. Fakes the one-timer, gets it back. Across, Cumming scores! A 5-on-3 goal, the second power play goal of the game for the Wolverines, and they're up 3-1.
With Michigan's cycle, you just can't give them enough space right there. And Cumming, short side again, past the glove side of Jones, and just sprawling across this net. There's not really much you can do about it. It's just too much time space to work with. And assistant captain Christopher Martin is having a conversation with the head linesman, trying to figure out exactly what he's looking at. A 4-man officiating crew, they've seen it all. And yeah, you know, it should be noted that Central's been kind of the non-benefactor of a couple of unsportsmanlike game misconduct.
And Monaco getting into it right off the face-off.
The refs are hands off when the play's on the ice, but when it's after the whistle ring, they're not going to let him talk or do anything. Oh no,
Isaac Gibbs takes a spill into the boards. That's going to draw the ire of Central Michigan. Here's Chi over the line. He pulls up, bottom, along the half wall on the left side. Coming up the left point, takes the pass, chips it down low to Chi. Chi, pressure to the boards there by Jane Adu. He's roughing him up against the glass. It's flipped on goal. It got through Chapman, and Lauren Jones will hold on with 1:04 to go here in the second. And Charlie Hayes and Ben Rychuk still sitting in the box for CMU. Rychuk, the culprit of a 10-minute misconduct.
And you know, it's unfortunate because we just talked about how important Benny's presence is, clogging guys out of the way, not allowing them easy time and space in the middle. And luckily, they've got Keelan Baker out there, one of their best big forwards, to get anything to the center of the ice.
Now look out, Owen Campbell steps around his man. He works in and lets a long wrist shot go on the netminder, and Remick will hold on. 5:56 to go here in period 2.
The broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association, the CB Club Hockey Network, MAC TV, and Warhol Television. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the ACHA, CCHN, MAC TV, and MHTV.
Here's DeVries sending the puck in over the line. Campbell got caught up with Shelton. With Baldwin over the line, now look out. Clemens takes the puck and lifts it down the ice. 35 to go on the Hayes minor penalty.
Oh, and Campbell is frustrated that far side.
I think he wanted a penalty as
yeah,
got tied with Baldwin over the line. Now Porzondik over the line. He's worked from behind. Here's Baker, picks up the loose puck in the circle. He ripped it wide, looking for his second of the night. That one will not go. Baldwin worked it ahead to DeVries. DeVries over the line, left side, pulls up, fed it out in front. Look out. They work into the shot. Jones made the save there on Robinson. DeVries across the way, shovels it down low. 3 seconds to go on the power play. The Wolverines to the back door. DeVries made the save. 5 minutes to go here in period 2. CMU down by 2. The story of the game, the penalty kill. CMU, again, right now as it stands, 1 for 3 on the night. Baldwin over the line, sends it across. The Wolverines tic-tac-toe in the offensive end. Loose puck. Jones didn't know where it was. Here's another shot by Ramboer. And Jones gobbles it up. 4:36 to go here in period 2.
I would say, you know, I think CMU's fine on the 5-on-5. I think they've done a nice job taking away Michigan from getting to the slot area, keeping to the outside. But, yeah, like you mentioned, anytime the special teams come up, they're on a penalty kill. It hasn't been good for them, just flat out. Michigan's been able to create the good cycle in time and space and get shots on net. That's a big, underrated save by Lauren Jones, who, even though he gives up the second chance, finds that puck right in his chest protector for the stop, settling down not only his team, but this Michigan offense.
Stay with us for the second intermission report. I'll have that for you here. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard on the professional side of things and recap this hockey game, which has been tumultuous to say the least. Place trying to work free from Isaac Gibbs across the way. Miller forced a turnover. He lofts his shot wide. It goes off the boards.
Boy, if they can get Remick moving, Reagan, he's been very unsteady when moving left to right in this crease. I think they got to start just trying to wind this puck up and look for a feed in down low or back door instead of just setting it on net easily.
Siraki took his man down from behind in place. Was offside as Strauss and Siraki got tied up. 16-14 gone here in period number 2. Reagan Cleaves and Devin Serra with you here from Arctic Edge of Canton. CMU down by 2. They tied the game at 3:43, but Newton regained the lead for the Maize and Blue at 4:38 before Cumming scored on a one-timer from the right wing circle. Oh!
An early icing whistle at 8. Okay, the officiating crew is going to put his arms up. He said, "Yep, that's on me." So
Yep.
they're gonna bring this back. They're gonna bring it back because it was.
It's the right call by the officials.
Yep. Had
It's
his
the
hands
right
up
call by
right
the
away.
officials.
Had official right away. Said, "Hey, that was my fault. Puck never got to the
Yep.
trapezoid. Never got there."
And
It's gonna be a
the
face-off.
linesman was, I mean, what matters is that they, in the end, had
And
the
actually, a
face-off
lucky break for CMU.
because it wouldn't have been icing, and they get an offensive zone draw. So this puck goes up and out of play. So
And, I just like to see Central be a little more patient with the puck when they have it. Yes, get the puck on the net, get it on Remick, get it moving, but set up a little bit of a play. They've done so many times when they've connected with their wingers going through, and that one right off the left pad of him.
Baker snap that shot. Now place behind the net. Siraki getting tied up there with Zhang, but I don't think Zhang was trying to hold him down. He was letting Siraki get up. Good sportsmanlike play there from the maize and blue. Here's Calise over the line, trying to toe drag past Martin, but he gets it back though off the redirect. Holding along at the line. Calise in the corner. They battle for it in the circle. Here's Rambo. Lets a wrist shot go. That took a nasty deflection off the tip there from Calise, but it went by Lauren Jones harmlessly.
That was great vision by Calise, man. That was a dangerous redirection.
Coming, looking for his second of the night. Fire that one wide, and look out, the Chippewas have numbers. Here's Baker, he's got coming to beat. Steps to the outside. Chips it around behind Andrew Siraki. Driven into the boards. The maize and blue pick up the puck. Here's Kier coming with speed down the left side across that line, around the outside of the circle. Moves behind the net and pulls up in the right half boards. Down the wall, behind the net to Chi. He lost the puck on a good pressure there by Nathan Bottles, and the puck comes to the left point, but not out. Newton sends it into the right wing, in the left wing corner. 2:05 to go here in period 2, Michigan. Up 3-1 on CMU. Behind the net, DeVries up to the right point coming. Down the wall and behind the net. Martin got rubbed up there by DeVries. DeVries picks up the puck. Bottom of the left circle, up top to Alpern. Across to Cumming. Cumming, his wrist shot, sailed high, rebound to the back door. Nobody was there for the maize and blue. If they had somebody there, it would have been a gaping cage for him. Now here's Andrew Porzan to kick the puck to his forehand. Look out, good forecheck here by Bottles. Bottles picks up the puck, threw it out in front, and they score! Andrew Porzan tips it home on a sharp angle from Nathan Bottles, and CMU is back within one. 19:35, mark of the second.
Great job by Bottles to stick with it after Porzanic fumbled the puck. Bottles came into the sharp angle. Porzanic, recognizing Bottles has a one-chance opportunity to get this puck on net, does, and tips it home short side like they've done all year long. Those two connect. The top line gets it going with a crucial goal in the final 2 minutes. 1:25. It's a one-goal hockey game.
It pulls them right back in this hockey game from a deflating. Oh, look out, Lauren Jones had the puck go behind him. Oh, it squeaked just to the left of the post. Chippewas catch a break there.
I mean, how many times this year have they let in a quick goal after they've scored one? This is something they've really got to buckle down with, is getting in transition, not being complacent. It's a great goal if they get back within one, but they got to stick with it.
Now
Because
that
look
one
at
was
Michigan.
snapped just wide the Wolverines.
And that's a sign of a well-coached team. Credit to Caleb Striping, Nick Towell, George Pine, this coaching staff from Michigan to tell these guys, hey, get them while they're excited, get them while they're going, because that's the second time they could have had a goal right there and put themselves back in a 2-goal lead, and that would have really been a backbreaker for the Chips.
They scored less than a minute after CMU tied it up at 1. We're under a minute to go here in period 2. CMU drawing themselves back within 1, within striking distance now of the Wolverines. This will go for icing here. 35.4 to go.
And Reagan Porzanic with his team-leading 21st, and then Bottles, the NCAA D3 transfer. Now 13 assists, 23 on the year. You know, it's just, again, showing how much chemistry those two have developed. And Porzanic, that's a high IQ play to recognize, hey, we've got a chance to get this one in the back. And then after it looks like Bottles is going to try and corral this, maybe scoop it, turn wide with it. No, gets it on the net. Doesn't matter where it's from. It's a sharp angle. But anything can happen if you get that puck on the net and tip it.
Going to the right of Remick. The Wolverines In the defensive end, try to get at it, loose puck. Oh, Gibbs couldn't pull it to the forehand. And the net comes off its moorings.
My goodness, Nadu, I thought he was going to pick that thing up and carry it with him.
And I think the Wolverines aren't going to be allowed to change here. It was
Did
a
we
Wolverine
pick that up?
defender that ran Jay Nadu into the net.
I'm just laughing because I think Nadu carried that net about 3 feet with him before it finally hooked off his skate. I mean,
yeah.
Wow.
28.5 to go here in period 2. The draw is in the zone. It'll be Jay Nadu to dig in with Zach Mohammed in the left wing circle. Off the tie-up, the Wolverines come out with the puck. North rammed into the boards there by Isaac Gibbs. Here come the Wolverines with 20 to go in the period. Mohammed will dump it into the corner. Puck pops up in the air in the left circle. It's jammed at by multiple players from either side. It comes free behind the net. Wolverines out in front. Siraki jamming away at the puck with 2 to go in the period. It'll be picked up by Nadu. And that'll do it for period 2. 40 minutes in the books. The Wolverines have a 1-goal lead on the Chippewas, but CMU has a little bit of momentum heading into the third. Getting the last goal, Porzondik from Bottles at 18:35. We'll step aside. Second intermission report coming up next here on CCHN. Megan Cleaves back here inside the broadcast booth for intermission number 2 as the Central Michigan Chippewas, after 40 minutes, find themselves down 1 to the number 4 team in the nation, the Michigan Wolverines. Well, it was a pretty good second period for the Wolverines, capitalizing on yet another power play gifted to them by CMU. It was a 5-on-3. Kurt Cumming blasted one home from the right wing circle on a pass and a feed from Place in the high slot. So good tic-tac-toe play by the Wolverines, but Central Michigan showing tenacity. They tied up the game at 1, 3:43 into the period. From Keelan Baker, letting one fly from the high slot on a 2-on-1. He snapped it by the the glove of the netminder Anthony Remick. That made it a 1-1 hockey game, but Newton would then capitalize on just less than a minute later, working down the right wing side. He threw it out in front. It trickled through Lauren Jones and into the back of the net to make it a 2-1 game. Then Cumming would get that power play goal, and before Andrew Porzondik, with less than 2 minutes to go in that second period, was able to work the puck past Remick from a deflection from the short side off a pass from Nathan Bottles on the centering feed, and that would put CMU back within one here with less than 2 minutes to go here in the second period. Taking a look now at our out-of-town scoreboard, the Grand Rapids Griffins in action here today. They take on the Manitoba Moose starting at 7 p.m. That game already underway from the Van Andel Arena in downtown Grand Rapids. We've also got, if I can flip through my script, here we go. We also got the Spirit taking on the Sioux Greyhounds that's tonight. You can listen on 100.5 WSGW out of Saginaw. The Wings in action tonight versus the tomorrow at noon. The Wings defeated the Flames of Calgary 2-1 last night. You can watch that game on Valley Sports Detroit. That again is tomorrow at noon. Take a look at the rest of the National Hockey League. 7 o'clock game. Seattle visits New York, the Rangers that is. Toronto takes on Columbus. Arizona visits Chicago at 8:30, and Pittsburgh takes on Anaheim in Anaheim at 10 p.m. That'll do it for our second intermission report. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Chippewas down by 1 to the number 4 team in the nation. You won't want to miss this third period. Stay tuned right here on CCHN. third period just about to get underway here from Arctic Edge of Canton. Reagan Cleves, Devin Serra inside the broadcast booth here at the home of the Michigan Wolverines. CMU down by 1 to the aforementioned Wolverines as we get set for a crucial period of hockey for CMU and Devin. Central Michigan, they've been hurt by the power plays. They are 2 for 4 on the penalty kill. Michigan, they had a 2-goal lead at one point. 2 of those goals came on the power play. CMU needs to lock down, but other than that, what do they need to do here in period 3?
Well, the biggest thing has to be getting the puck through the neutral zone cleaner. That sounds so generic, but they are 1 touch pass away from getting set up in the zone. And look, this offense, this scoring is good enough. We've seen it to make a high dangerous chance. When they get in the zone, they got to get it simple. They got to get Anthony Remick moving. I mean, he's looked shaky at times, especially that glove side when he's had to move. And so if they can start to kind of get him uncomfortable, get him moving out of the crease, that should take away a lot of his scoring ability.
Here we go. We're underway in the third period of regulation. CMU 2, the Wolverines 3. A rivalry series that Michigan has had the better hand of in recent seasons. They have points in 10 straight hockey games. The only loss coming last season here at this venue with Brennan Martin getting the overtime winner for CMU. But other than that, this series has been all maize and blue in the last 4 seasons. Lay down in the Central Michigan end to our right. Grading Kilb chasing after a loose puck. He's beaten to it there by North. Baker got ran into there by Michael Strauss on a play that possibly could have been called interference in the maize and blue. Now Andrew Siraki picks up the puck at neutral ice. His shot was blocked. He gets ran into the boards there by Marcelo Monaco. Here come the Wolverines. Monaco, one of 8 seniors on this Wolverines team, honored tonight. Now loose puck in front of Jones. She's backhand was towed away. She again spins around and fires it high. North pinching in from the left point, throws it around behind. The Wolverines controlling on the offensive end. She fanned on a one-timer in the right wing circle, and the puck will dribble back into the Wolverine end. Bottles forced a turnover, couldn't connect with Hayden Flynn. Andrew Porzonnik in the way. Coming up the right wing, here's G. Stepping over the line, puts on the brakes. A feed out in front. Good tie up there by Camara to deny DeVries of the opportunity. Crunched into the right wing corner boards. There was Kyle Chapman. Couldn't get it out. Place from the right point. Sticked aside by Jones. Kyle Chapman picks up the rebound. Plays it D to Sam Camara, and the Chippewas are away. Here's Andrew Porzondik. Flops it in cattywampus to the opposite corner. Nathan Bottles denied the clearing attempt. Here's Camara, shot deflected out in front of Remick. There by Hayden Flynn, and a good opportunity. Now Porzondik had it stick lifted into the corner. 17:29 to go here in period 3. CMU and Michigan. The number 17 and the number 4 team in the nation battling it out here in Canton. Nadeau up to the near side. Oh, Nadeau jammed place to the ground. The Wolverines still the puck in the offensive, and they go to work. A shot ripped wide by Baldwin. He had a gorgeous opportunity out in front. Now somebody lost something off their stick, I believe. It's laying just outside of the Chippewa blue line.
Well,
looks like a piece of tape.
Good job by Central's defenders to get to the puck and take away passing lanes. You know, obviously that puck's come to the slot area one too many times for dangerous looks. They're doing a great job sticking with their men, and that was ripped well wide.
Alpern couldn't keep it in. Pass through center ice, look out. There's Muhammad over the line, toe drags to the outside, works in with a shot. And a good save there by Lauren Jones. He held tight to the post to make that save. Now Brandon Clements off the boards, indirectly to Campbell. He couldn't control it. And now the Wolverines over the line. To the outside, look out, here's Cummings, steps into the shot. Pad save there by Lauren Jones, shutting the 5-hole tight.
Man,
now Martin backhands that into the offensive end.
A a lot of time, Reagan, without a stoppage of play here. I think it's been about almost the entire period, basically.
They've had one stoppage of play in the second period. Oh! That one rang off the pipe behind Lauren Jones. He miscalculated that puck.
Golly, he's going to wish he had that one back, but he did.
I mean,
he did,
happy.
yeah, that iron saved him.
That hit the iron, but
Our CCHN on ice microphone picking that one up. Hopefully y'all heard that at home.
this is going to trickle down the ice. Icing will be the call. CMU will not be able to change. 15:32 to go here in period 3.
And CMU just doesn't have enough time with the puck. I think the noticeable thing is Michigan's just been able to possess the puck, get it out through center quickly, and Lauren Jones has looked great. He's made a couple of great saves the first 4 minutes. Central's got to find a way to settle this puck down and possess it, keep Michigan away, because right now they're being out-hustled with the puck.
Austin Ritter wasn't able to get that puck out. This one skied in behind Lauren Jones. It came out on an odd hop. Now look out, the Wolverines under the shot. North's shot was deflected up and out of play here. 15:16 to go.
Fans, tune in tomorrow for the series finale between these same two teams, CMU and Michigan, as they continue to battle for ranking position ahead of the MCHC tournament. Puck drop will be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, with coverage starting at 8:05 p.m. CCHN, your home for Chippewa hockey.
You changed the ad read, Devin.
Yeah, I did, Reagan. What do you guys have to say about it?
Oh, and Jones's mask comes
More
off.
stuff to talk about than that, and look out.
Jones.
Hopefully Jones is all right. He had his mask right off his face as soon as that net came off.
And they're both teams allowed to change here, as Jones looks to be all right after that scrum that did come off its moorings. That's why the play was whistled down. His mask came off in the scrum afterwards. 15:03 to go here in regulation. And CMU down by 1. Sam Camara off the face-off, was worked over by the Wolverines. Pass to the near side in to get it. Newton along the half boards. Pressured there by Kyle Chapman. It's eventually worked free. Here's Nathan Bottles with Hayden Flynn. Flynn over the line right side will throw that puck down behind Nathan Bottles, chasing it after it. They go to the corner. Puck is free along the half boards. Newton eventually worked it free. He'll chip it up the wall. Chasing after it here is Jean. Jean threw it on goal. Lauren Jones sprawling out to make that save. 14:27 to go here in the third.
The Wolverines are just getting more bodies to the half wall. I mean, that time Nathan Bottles is trying to work 1-on-3 against Michigan. Of course they're going to take this puck away. I would like to see Kyle Chapman come more downhill and try and help out, although I do respect he's trying to stay high, prevent Michigan from getting a breakout chance 3-on-2. They still find a way to get to the net just by their sheer ability to possess the puck.
Here's Place at the right point, kept in that clearing attempt to a step centering pass. Was deflected wide as the shot there came from Monaco. 14:14 to go here in period 3. Reagan Cleves, Devin Sayre on the call. This will go down the ice. Icing will be waved off. Place back there to play it. The freshman for the Wolverines, pinned up against the boards. Isaac Gibbs, the sophomore for CMU, battling for it, but Connor Place comes away with it. His centering feed intercepted, touched ahead to Monaco. Over the line, his wrist shot snapped wide. Rebound, Monaco denied. There by Lauren Jones, sliding to his left to swallow up that shot and hold on. 6:13 gone in the third.
Yeah, I think he's just getting right in on net, picking up his own rebound. I think that's Charlie Hayes kind of has to try and post up his man, although albeit doesn't want to take a penalty. And you can just see the speed of Michigan right now, just getting hard to the net. Sooner or later, look out, he got hit up high.
Hayes was high sticked, and that'll draw a penalty.
Well, that's what they needed right there. They needed some sort of break, and they're going to get one.
So CMU will head on to the power play here.
Welsh is going to go in for the high stick.
CMU 0 for 2 tonight on just 2 opportunities. They had one cut short earlier.
Well, you got to look now for Isaac Gibbs, Nadeau, and Rydchuk, and what you love to see, obviously you got to win the faceoff, but if you can slide this puck to the blue line, again, get Remick moving left to right, get him out of his crease, find something for a back door.
Isaac Gibbs, his shot denied, rebound, score! It hopped over the netminder and into the net, deflected out in front. Not sure who gets it, but CMU has tied up this game on the power play.
Ben Rychuk, all right, get the puck on that and just make a play with it. Tip in front, chaos. Remick can't find it. That thing was in slow motion, moving past the blocker's side. CMU's first shot on net, I think, in the last 3.5 minutes, and it's in the back of the net, a tie hockey game. Wow, I mean, just like that, right off the draw, get it on net. Hey, something's got to happen, right?
7 seconds, or pardon me, yes, 9 seconds into the power play. CMU has tied this thing up. Now they got to go to work
this
defensively.
is very important. They got to get back, possess this puck, don't allow Michigan an easy chance to net. The last 2 CMU goals they scored, in the first 30 seconds, Michigan's created a great scoring chance. They got to keep it up. Turn on the gas right now because it's time to go. Third period. Let's see what they got.
Wolverines left to right here in this period. An outlet pass. Look out, they got numbers. DeVries over the line, left side. He's got Chi with him. Good work there by Christopher Martin to fend off Chi to the outside and deny that scoring opportunity for the Maize and Blue. Look out, same 2 back in. Chi over the line left side. His pass across, fanned on it. Siraki couldn't get to it. Chi got it back, a shot, and snagged out of the air by Lauren Jones. 12:43 to go in the third.
That's a real confidence save from Lauren Jones. After we mentioned, he kind of has been having trouble with that glove side. Right there, he makes no mistake about it. He shuts this entire Michigan crowd up. And to the applause and roar of the CMU faithful who have come alive now with a tie hockey game.
Alper off the face-off for the Wolverines, throws it around behind. Mohammed backed it up the wall. Andrew Porzonic accepts the check, can't get it out though as Alper can't get it. Look out, Porzonic's behind his man. He's got a 2-on-1 with Flynn. Porzonic down the side, he rang it off the iron. Great opportunity there for Andrew Porzonic, but he was foiled by the post. Now here come the Wolverines, a 2-on-2. They can't get over the line. Andrew Porzonic got it out offside here.
Nice poke check there that time. Look at the Porzonic.
There's
hustle.
Nathan Bottles, splits the defense. Can't get by him though as he lost an edge.
Central's physicality is coming alive, Reagan. Look at the work down low.
We've hit the 8-minute mark of this third period in a tie hockey game. CMU has the last 2 goals from Porzonic and Ben Rychuk. Rychuk in his first game back of the semester. Now look down a 3-on-2 to the outside. Great work there to rub out Robinson. Here's a 2-on-2. Here's Miller back the other way for CMU. Lifted that shot on goal. Rebound is loose out in front. Remick couldn't control the rebound. And it's cleared out by the Maize and Blue.
My goodness, Sam Camara, what a lifesaver right there, poking it away. Every time Michigan's tried to enter the zone the last 2 minutes, they've just had it poke checked away. Here they go again, try.
Frederick Baldwin over the line. His shot was sticked aside by Lauren Jones, and that net came off behind him. He had good awareness though to pull it back before it affected play. Here's Isaac Gibbs over the line left side. He'll step into the shot. Save, rebound is chopped down and sent wide.
Boy, keep doing what you're doing. Get the puck on the net. Remick once again unconfident, allowing another rebound.
Bouncing puck high, and Ben Rychuk taken down. Had his face mask pushed up onto his face. Look out, Newton in with a shot. He gets bumped. Another opportunity from the left point. Here comes Ben Rychuk.
He's got a chance.
A tank up the left wing. Whole work around to the outside. That's a penalty. I don't know how. Ben Rychuk lost an edge to the outside, and somehow the referee saw that as a trip. That draws boos, and rightfully so from the Michigan crowd. A missed call by the referee that will put CMU on the power play.
My goodness. But nonetheless, if CMU's got time to work with right here, 5-on-4, and it's going to be assessed number 22, Michael North. Now, like you said, get this puck on net, quick face-off draw, get Remick moving and get hard to the net. He's had a tough time picking up rebounds. You've got to go downhill, straight to the crease, and just jam it home.
The Chippewas 1 for 3 on the power play tonight. The game-tying goal came on that man advantage just moments ago. Martin, a shot through traffic, save the rebound! Corralled by Remick. And some shenanigans ensue after the play.
Now they got to be quiet here. Nobody say anything if you're CMU. Too many times they've been talking in front. That time they're quiet. You got to keep this power play. This is the most crucial time in the hockey game so far. Obviously, but yeah, like 5-on-4. Let's see what they got.
Chippewas win the draw. Up to the left point, Martin across. Gibbs tees it up and fires it. He ripped it wide. Morgan able to corral the puck from the run and go. Down the wall to Nadeau. Back up to the left point, Martin. Martin off the wall to Nadeau. Nadeau back up top for Martin. Martin to the near side. Nadeau in the left circle, a shot. That was blocked. The rebound cleared the length of the ice by the Wolverines. 1:23 to go in the North penalty.
That's a really solid cycle from CMU. Probably their best look on the power play. They've got time to work with. They've got to get it up the ice. Look at the poke check.
A giveaway. Down the right wing to the outside. Baldwin rubbed out there by Christopher Martin and Connor Morgan. Sends a cross-ice pass off the wall, but Andrew Siraki had it hot by him. The Wolverines putting a good foot check in here on the penalty kill.
This crowd has come alive, Reagan. Look at this in full effect. You mentioned it earlier. How many CMU folks might be here?
Borzondik over the line, right wing to the outside. Protects the puck. He chipped it just wide. Siraki built it into the boards on a good hit there by the Wolverines. Nathan Bottles back defensively for Sam Camara. Right to left to the Chippewas here in the third period. 34 seconds to go on the North minor penalty. Rambower tees it up and fires it, can't get it out. Knocked down without a high stick, but here come the Wolverines. Up the right wing, Price works over the line and will just dump it in. 20 seconds to go here in the power play. Andrew Porzondik. He let that puck go by him. This one skied the length of the ice. 7 seconds to go. That will have effectively killed off the power play, and for a Michigan fan, there is some justice in the world. A penalty that should not have been called is killed off by the Wolverines, and we're at the 5-on-5.
You got quite the look, didn't you?
He lost an edge going into the corner.
Oh, I love it. That's funny. Oh, goodness me, ref. Reagan Cleave, sorry. Am I talking to a ref?
Over the line. Threw it out in front. And then Reichuk picks up the puck for CMU at 3-on-2. Isaac Gibbs across that line. This shot went wide. And Reichuk goes straight into the net.
Watch where you're
knocks
going,
it off
Ben.
its moorings.
Hey, you know, I love Ben so much because he just looks so funny out on the ice sometimes. Like, barrels into the net. Like, he's trying. I love it.
He has fun.
He's a fun guy. He's just a fun hockey player. I can't even be mad about that.
One of the most passionate players on the ice for CMU. The puck will come outside the zone on the face-off. 8:02 to go.
From Michigan's crowd.
8:02 to go here in period 3. Gibbs to dig in at neutral ice. There with Connor G, and the Wolverines win it. Pass ahead. Here's Newton over the line. Already has a goal tonight. Sends it across the way to Breeze. Down behind the net to Connor G. He's got a 6-game point streak, which he extended here to this afternoon. I mean, he has not extended. He's riding a 6-game point streak coming into tonight. Here's G. Nasty toe drag into the slot. He got it across. Now a one-timer blasted wide there by Alpern. Now the loose puck comes to the side of the net, and we're going to have a scramble.
Oh,
Trey Nadeau, he's got to look out. He might be gone.
Yeah, but it was instigated by that forward. Look out, we got more. Here we go.
Couple of players tumble to the ice. Isaac Gibbs in there with Chi, and now Chi going after Isaac Gibbs on the ice. Also looks like another player on the ice there for CMU.
We could see some. We could see a couple minors here. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a couple of disqualifications here.
I don't think it'll take that far. I mean, she was the one that instigated it in front of the net and took an extra one after the fact. So Gibbs is going to go. Miller's going to go.
And Newton and Chi are also going to go.
Okay, so it evens out.
But it all depends on what the referees call here. Time of the collective penalties.
I didn't see which player it was. And granted, partisan opinion here, but I think I saw a Michigan player take the first swing. It was Nadeau just trying to protect Lauren Jones after the Michigan forward was trying to jam away at it, and he had it the whole way. But
surprised Gibbs isn't in the box. Or pardon me, Nadeau isn't in the box after he took a swing at Chi.
Well, he's lucky. He's very lucky he's not. But you know what? That takes away for 2 minutes at least Michigan's top forwards. Chi, as you mentioned, has a 6-game point streak coming into tonight.
So Miller and Chi getting the offsetting minors.
Every minute of
Will
this
be
third
4
period
on
is going
4
to matter here because of the open ice right now. Whoever possesses this puck more has a better chance of going to the net.
Look out, here's Porzondik behind the defense to the backhand! Oh, what a save! Remick stretched out the left pad, and Porzondik dismayed! My goodness, what a save!
Okay, you have to give Anthony Remick his flowers for that one. Absolutely, Rob Porzondik, who's gone forehand, backhand so many times this year, has a chance to put his team up, and Remick with probably the biggest stop of this game. Oh, that was a beauty. That was beautiful. Wow. I had this entire place just...
With something different. Oh my goodness. Remick, a smaller netminder, able to stretch out that left pad and deny Porzondik after he created that offensive zone turnover. And the Chippewas and Wolverines remain tied here at Arctic Edge.
Boy, what a game this is turning out to be, Cleves. Two top 25 teams going at it, two MCHC teams going at it.
Across the way, the Wolverines go to work in this 4-on-4. Another 109 left. 4 back to 5-on-5. Here's DeVries. Had his pass intercepted, but Wolverines still have it. DeVries in the circle, a shot. He snapped that one just wide. Here's Shelton throwing it down low. Robinson behind the net for the Wolverines. DeVries picking up the puck up to the left point north. Back down the wall to DeVries. Up top, Norse one-timer. Denied. Rebound. Loose. Jones holds on. And we'll have a draw to his right. 6:14 to go here in period 3.
You know, that was a good job by DeVries to crash to the net, but CMU's forwards taking that one away. Fans, if you're looking for game reports, stats, schedules, and more, take a trip to cmichicehockey.com. There you can find those and much more, including player information, recruiting information, apparel, and more. That's cmichicehockey.com.
42 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. Michigan has had it looking like more of a power play as of late.
Oh, the little assist there from the...
That puck hit the linesman down in the corner. Oh, look out. Great play by the Wolverines in the offensive end. Kalise fed it out in front. Nobody home there.
Get it out. Let's go.
In a Maze sweater, though. Here's Jane Adu. Button hooks at his own line. We'll regroup here. We'll turn on the Jets as he moves up the right wing, over the line to the outside. Lost control, the puck gets it back. Up top for Chapman, top of the left circle. Across, here's Kamara's shot, save the rebound. Clear away there by Remick with 5 to go. On the man on the 4-on-4, Siraki in the circle, throws it out in front. It took an odd hop off of a skate. We're back to 5-on-5 play. This one sent the length of the ice, tipped before the red line by CMU, so that will negate the icing. 5:22 to go here in period 3. Now Owen Campbell trying to poke the puck past his man. He lost the puck and he'll chip it in.
Hey, great hustle there. Allows his team to get fresh bodies on the ice. Here they come.
Punt, pass. There we go. Deflected into the Chippewa end. And they'll play it D to D. Here's Braden Kilb over the line, pulls up and sends it down low. Austin Ritter there for CMU, lifts his man. Stick will go into the corner. Behind the net. Here's Place. Puts on the brakes. 4:45 to go here in period 3. CMU and Michigan. Deadlocked at 3 here. Icing will be the call against the Wolverines. Stay with us for the post-game show after this. At the end of this game, we'll have a lot to recap. One heck of a hockey game here. 4:37 to go. Here, Michigan and Central Michigan tied at 3 off of Rychuk. A Rychuk goal. And now a timeout taken here by Michigan. We'll take one as well. You're watching CMD3 Club Hockey on CCHL. Are we back? 15-23 gone here in period 3. Central Michigan has scored 2 straight to tie up this game after trailing 3-1 at one point. They are back in this hockey game against the number 4 team in the nation. But the Wolverines still have some firepower to the outside. Owen DeVries pulls up with the half wall, left it out, and Brandon Clements threw it on ahead, but was intercepted by the Wolverines.
Yeah, you would like to see Clements hold that puck a little bit longer. He was looking for Porzonik, who was tied up with a man at center.
Charlie Hayes will send it in wide of goal. 4:07 to go here in period 3. Great hand-eye coordination by Hayden Flynn in the corner to break up that pass. Now the Wolverines come up the wall. They get it out on second chance. Now there's a 3-on-2 Muhammad from Chi. Across the way to Breeze. Breeze turned to the back door for Chi, but he couldn't find him. Chi barreled into the boards by Charlie Hayes. He poked it free to Muhammad.
Whoa! Where did that one
Clements
go?
skied his man's stick. They go tumbling to the far corner, and I'll look out and Nathan Bottles tried to find Porzonik, but a miscommunication there after the bouncing.
Big collision! Soraki and North
Andrew
go down.
Soraki. I think the referees might have
Soraki,
seen that.
He's got to get off. He's holding his right leg.
This one sent just wide. It looked like a coincidental hit at neutral ice. No penalty. It looked to be intended.
CMU's got to stick with it right here. Get it out of the zone quick. Set up your man.
Out through neutral ice. Chapman lost the puck over the line. They go into the corner. Will Robinson works his man off the puck, and the Wolverines march out left to right. Here's Robinson, or Caliso over the line, tried to poke it through the defense. Oh, that one was blocked into the far corner. Camara moved it up the wall, fished it off the wall. Oh, send it to the near side, Alpin. His shot was blocked. He gets it back though at the right point. He settles it, and his wrist shot was blocked.
Great block in front by Chapman.
There's a pass ahead intended for Jane Adu, but it was cut off. Multiple players collide. Kyle Chapman comes away with it. He steps into the right off the iron.
How did that stay out?
Oh my goodness, it hit the iron. Kyle Chapman ripped it off the iron. And the Chippewas inches away from taking the lead with 2:17 to go.
I mean, he had Remick beat, like totally beat on the far corner, and it just, this is an intense third period. Wow.
My goodness.
My goodness. Whew, this is fun.
I love this job.
But
Draw to the right
such
here.
Such anxiety-inducing.
Of Remick. This is certainly not a job for an anxious individual. 2:11 to go here in period 3. The Wolverines and Chippewas tied at 3. At neutral ice, here's Benner Eichuk. Lost the puck, and Newton has it. He steps it over to Strauss. Strauss over the line. Worked it free to Newton. Newton in the high slot to the near side. Here's Shelton. His shot was blocked. He gets it back, though, in the corner. Behind the net. Strauss tied up there with Martin. Kilb comes in to pick up the loose
Take
chain.
care of the puck here.
Keelan Baker stretches that past the neutral ice. Intercepted. 97 seconds to go here in regulation. The Chippewas and the Wolverines tied here. That one just over the line.
I thought that was going to be an easy
up.
breakout there, as moving in to take away that pass was Muhammad.
Here come the Wolverines. Lofted wide of goal there by Shelton. Jones blocked that one away. Oh, look out, Andrew Porzonik chasing after it with Cumming. Porzonik and Cumming go into the corner. Now Bottles had that go into his skates. Porzonik gets it back out in front. Bouncing puck is cleared to the corner. 60 seconds to go. This is sent down the length of the ice. Icing will be waved off. Here's Brandon Clements. Spins and fires this one out to Andrew Porzonik. He deeks and moves it ahead to Bottles, but it was too far past him. Coming behind the cage, harassed there by Bottles. The Wolverines have the puck. It's placed off the wall, out to neutral ice. Chi sends it in wide of goal. Brandon Clements behind the net, sends it around to the near side for Porzonik. Look out, a one-timer there by Muhammad off the giveaway, and it was ripped high. Here's Isaac Gibbs harassing his man from behind. 24 seconds to go. Chi backhands that into the offensive end. for the Wolverines. Chapman back there to play, and look out, Muhammad almost picked that pass off. It lays, now look out. Here's Chapman, throws that puck in with under 10 seconds to go. The Wolverines send it around to the near side. Clements fires that one on goal. It was blocked. Now with 2 seconds to go, the Wolverines take it, and time expires here on regulation. A crazy third period here, and she gives a slash at Isaac Gibbs after the whistle, well after the whistle, and that draws the ire of the CMU faithful to our right. But we've got overtime coming up. 3-3, the score at the end of regulation. Stay with us. You won't want to miss a moment here on CCHN. And we're back here inside Arctic Edge of Canton. Reagan Cleaves, Devin Sarup on the call for you here. The netminders will switch ends. 5-minute overtime. 3-on-3. The Chippewas, this is a massive point for them, but they need to close it out. They're playing the number 4 team in the nation, and the ACHA rankings do not care about overtime losses.
Well, hey, what did we just mention? A point for either team, which if Oakland is to lose their next 2 games at Grand Valley they're playing, CMU would jump them for the 4th seed in the MCHC, but there's bigger things at hand. And overtime, just like we were in this position last year, Cleves. Deja vu, huh?
Ooh, indeed, deja vu. The Chippewas have come back and tied this game. Last year, it was the Wolverines that had come back to tie this hockey game.
And what a
some
game this has
confusion
been.
for the Wolverines. This has been one fantastic game. I'm happy along with us as we are underway here in overtime. The Chippewas left to right, wearing those maroon sweaters, playing with the Wolverines going right to left.
This overtime's all about puck possession. They have to take care of the puck, not give it up, and they really have to when they settle it down, get it back to their skates.
Christopher Martin, his brother was the hero last season in this building. Sent it across, intended for Isaac Gibbs. Good job for the Chippewas to get back.
They gotta
Look
get
out
back.
at 2-on-1. Down the right side, here's North. Steps over the line, works into the shot, and a shoulder save there by Lauren Jones as it goes up and out of play.
And Lauren Jones is one of the most steady goaltenders in these situations. He's been in a couple of these where he knows the game's on the line. His team's got a pack check there, 2-on-1. Gets a nice blocker or a shoulder pad save. Now right here again, a key face-off draw. You absolutely cannot allow Michigan to win this and then slide this puck. Because if they get him moving, then he's in trouble.
Wolverines win the draw. They will send it around behind the net, but the Chippewas come in to pick up the loose change. Sam Camara gives chase up the wing. Tries to poke it away from G. DeVries picks up the puck. We're 45 seconds gone here in this overtime. DeVries to the near side. He's over the line, left side. Steps into the slot, lost the puck. Nathan Bottles.
Take that one away.
Able to strip it away from him. Here's Nathan Bottles. Motors up the ice, left wing. Across that line, works into the circle, pulls up. Scott Camara, but he decides to put it down the wall to Porzonda. Porzonda backs it up here. The backhand and the high slot, shovels it over to near side Camara. The overtime hero against Michigan Flint. Back in November, look out, Porzonda flubbed the pass, and here's Kier coming down the left side. He's able to get around Andrew Porzonda, gets fed out in front, but nobody there for either team. They go to the far wall. Look out, Porzonda left his man out in front, and here comes Isaac Gibbs. Gibbs will head down the right wing across that line. Sips into the slot, a shot! And Remick, fooled by that one, was able to stick away that pass. Now out here come the Wolverines. Newton over the line. To the outside, he steps into the right wing circle. Button hooks at the top thereof. And Christopher Martin was able to strip his man.
Stretch pass.
Look out, Isaac Gibbs behind the defense. Will work in. Oh, what a save by Remick. He wasn't able to get rid of it, but Isaac Gibbs for the second time here tonight. Denied on a breakaway. The first time he sent it wide. This one Remick closed the 5-hole.
And how about the stretch shots from Christopher Martin? He got just enough lift on this puck to get past the defenders on the saucer, but Anthony Remick, my goodness, he's made 1, 2, 3 Bonkers stops in the last couple of minutes, including the later third period.
CMU will take a timeout. Devin, what do you think Brendan Martin's talking about in that huddle?
Well, I think he's talking about possessing, cycling this puck. Again, CMU's kind of been a shoot-first mentality all night long. I mean by that, when they get in the zone, they're just going to send it. But he's settling them down. They're cycling the puck well. They want to get Remick moving. So they're talking about, hey, get somebody ready on a backdoor chance. Get it in the corner. Remember that sharp angle goal that Nathan Bottles and Porzanic capitalize on? A play like that. A tip on the net, short side. Get Remick moving, because Remick, when he's able to post up, he's recognized he's good enough to stop this puck. But when he has to move, he loses sight of it briefly. That's when they can strike. That's what they've got to be talking about in this huddle.
We are 2:58 left in this hockey game. 3-3. Chippewas tied up the game with a late, with a goal about halfway through that third period by Ben Rychuk off of a Milwaukee deflection out in front. The Chippewas out of this timeout have an offensive zone draw off of a stellar stop by Anthony Remick. Maize and blue netminder Connor Morgan to dig in for the draw with Mohammed, and the Wolverines win it. Here's Connor Place moving up through neutral ice. Across the center ice dot, feeds it ahead. Look out, here's Mohammed into the shot, block it away. Look out, the Chippewas have numbers back the other way, a 3-on-1. Here's Connor Morgan on the right side. He's got Bottles with him across the way. Morgan into the shot, and he didn't get much air on it. It was sticked up easily out of play by Anthony Remick. You gotta think if Morgan looks for that pass to Bottles, this may be a different story.
Well, I see why he didn't, because he had time and space. But Connor Place, defenseman freshman for Michigan, great body positioning inside on Bottles. If he makes that pass, it's a very low chance he completes it. Not saying Connor Morgan can't make that pass, but it's just good positioning by the Michigan defender.
Wolverines win the defensive zone draw once more and look to move out. Here's Connor Chi down the left wing. Across that line, he'll dump the puck in. 2:28, we're halfway through overtime.
And again, look at Isaac Gibbs. He's been winning those one-on-one battles all night long. Great job by the sophomore, but they've got to keep possession of it.
Sam
Get it back
Camara
net, settle down.
worked from behind there by Calise. Calise tried to find North, but it was just too far for him. Michael North back at neutral ice. We'll play it ahead. Look out, Chi. Nadu stepped up into his man. Great back check there by Isaac Gibbs.
He's tired, he's got to go.
He's down the right wing, steps in, and his shot was sent wide. Isaac Gibbs has got to get off. He's dead tired across the way, but he works the puck free. He works to the side.
Oh!
Push it into the net.
Oh, Gibbs,
And that is,
oh no.
that should be a penalty.
Gibbs went face first into the right iron. Oh, he's hurt.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know how they don't call this one. It's blatant.
I don't understand. Isaac Gibbs is giving it to Connor Chi, who sent him into the bowl, who sent him into the net.
Wow.
I am stunned.
Me
that
too.
that's
I'm
not
beside myself.
That's not a check from behind.
My only guess would be because Gibbs was already falling, and they were thinking, it's clear as day. Partisan aside, I just don't understand how it's. Wow.
1:45
good
to
to
go.
see Gibbs get up anyway.
It is good to see him get up, but the Chippewas have an offensive zone draw, and they do get to win it, but they cannot control. The Wolverines have a 2-on-1. Here's DeFries down the line right side. He tried to feed it out in front. Ritter went for the pass block, and he got it. Here comes Andrew Porzanic, trying to put it between the legs of Ramboer, but it didn't go. Andrew Siraki taken down. Here's Andrew Porzanic back in his own end. 1:20 to go here in regulation, or pardon me, in overtime, and Porzanic shot is blocked up and out of play there by Frederick Baldwin.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, like another face-off draw is going to come up here, and I mean, they are so important because if you can get themselves sliding, you can gain possession and settle it down. You look for an opportunity here.
Here we go. Jay Nadu tied up his man. Bottles swoops in to win the faceoff. He's got Nadu back door. He fed on it. Went right through his legs.
And they can't keep it in the zone.
I think that's a good play, though, by Christopher Martin to regroup his team
Absolutely.
at neutral ice. Nathan Bottles
He's got to be careful here.
retreating
Baldwin's
back into
pursuing
his own
hard.
end. He plays it there with Jay Nadeau. Under a minute to go. Pass ahead. Here's Nathan Bottles to the outside. Protects the puck to the backhand. Denied. And the net comes off its moorings. And the draw is going to be outside the Wolverine zone.
And Bottles, good job using the body right there, trying to go back in on the net. He was looking for the 5-hole, and a great shot selection because of his body position. And also Remick kind of going down, has it exposed briefly. And CMU, the faithful here, drawing an applause because their team, lack of scoring, but not without a lack of effort. This is the most they've hustled in the entire game, and it's been beautiful to watch.
Here we go. Robinson with 40 seconds to go in overtime. Plays it free to Muhammad. Muhammad worked it up to the left wing. Coming over the line. Drops it back. Here's Robinson. Robinson up top to Muhammad. He tried to split
Great
the
defense.
But a good defensive work there by the Chippewas. Now they've got an opportunity back the other way. Andrew Porzondik with 20 seconds to go to the outside. Protects the puck. Toe drag, but he couldn't get past Here Coming, and here come the Wolverines. Muhammad over the line left side. Harassed from behind there by Porzondik. He goes down.
Oh,
Jams his
big
man
hit.
into the boards with 6 seconds to go. The Chippewas need to get up the ice. They cannot do it with 2 seconds to go. Over the line and offside is the call as time expires. Wow.
I think they're going to call it. I think that's going to be it.
That is it. A tie here from Arctic Edge of Canton. Central Michigan, a massive result for them here tonight. They do not get the win, but they get the road point against the number 4 team in the nation. CMU and Michigan tie their first game of the year here, 3-3, and for CMU, that is a massive result. We'll talk about that and more when we come back on the postgame show presented by OptimX Sports. 3-3 the final from Arctic Edge. And we are back here for one final time. Reagan Cleves, Devin Sarah inside the broadcast booth at Arctic Edge of Canton, where Central Michigan, a tenacious fight here to, I'd say, put a damper on senior night for Michigan. Whew. As the Central Michigan Chippewas battle to a come-from-behind tie against the number 4 team in the nation, the Michigan Wolverines. And Devin, this is a huge, huge result for Central Michigan.
Yeah, I don't think you and I have ever been more happy about a tie in our life. You know, all we were saying last year was, man, this team cannot finish an overtime game. But, you know, here today, it's honestly probably the best result they could have had. Obviously, they wanted to win the game, but they didn't lose it in overtime. They didn't allow that crucial extra win to go into the rankings. And yeah, a tie like this will certainly affect even what we see tomorrow, the rankings as of what they are. You know, Central's second tie of the year, they had one earlier this year to IUP, and after that game, it was a completely different story. We were saying, what's wrong with this team? Why couldn't they score? This one, it was just a case of Michigan possessed the puck a lot more. They were taking the puck out of their own zone much better than CMU. Central, a little careless sometimes, would turn it over. But that third period, like they have done so many times this year, they turned it on, and specifically at about the 12-minute mark that was remaining. Andrew Porzonik had a lot of great looks. Nathan Bottles had a breakaway that he couldn't finish. Isaac Gibbs, and credit to this goaltender, Anthony Remick, who looked shaky at times tonight, came up with the big stops when he needed to conserve the game. And how about Lauren Jones coming up with some big saves of his own? This was a goaltender performance, and it had everybody on the edge of their seat for all the third period and that overtime. This was a fun one. This is the most fun game I think we've called all year.
Oh, yeah, I had a blast calling it, and yeah, it's tough not to get the win and not to get the result, but dang, it feels a lot better than a couple of the ties we had last season.
Certainly.
Here for CMU, but they come out, again, a massive result here, 3-3 the final in overtime. Let's take you through this one. The Wolverines open up the scoring 10-21 into the opening period. North let a shot go on the power play from the top of the slot, and it looked like it may have taken a deflection out in front, but it goes bar down past Lauren Jones, and Michigan was off and running. However, CMU would come back and tie the game in the second.
Yeah, they did, and Keelan Baker with a beautiful shot just on a breakout chance, right circle, snapshot past Anthony Remick, and he got it. Thanks, dude. Just passing it through him. And right afterwards, Michigan had another goal. I think it was less than 20 seconds later.
It was
up 2-1. It was kind of a
minute,
backbreaker. And afterwards, Central kind of got into trouble with the penalties. They were saying some words post-whistle. It got Michigan to a 5-on-3, and then they capitalized on the power play.
Yeah, Charlie Hayes was sent to the box at 12:57. That made it a 5-on-3 because Ben Rychuk had been sent to the box at 11:51, and it was Kiert coming blasting one home from the right wing circle on a one-time feed from Connor Place, and it was a good goal and good hard-working goal for the Michigan Wolverines, slipping it through the 5-hole of Lauren Jones. And from there, it seemed like Michigan kind of had the momentum, but late in that third period, possibly the most crucial goal of this hockey game, Andrew Porzondik from Nathan Bottles, tipping home a shot from absolutely no angle from the side of the net from Nathan Bottles, and it was a really good goal that got CMU back in this game.
Bottles and Porzonic have been doing this all year, creating something out of nothing. Bottles is a hard worker. Like, he was doing everything for the speed-wise tonight, taking away the puck when he needed to. Great back check, great job poke checking at times, and along with the rest of this CMU crowd that complemented a great defensive effort. Now, yeah, they let in 3 goals there, and we're down 3-1, but they buckled down. Michigan had all the momentum, they had all the speed, all the time and space, and they blocked shots. They took away the passing lanes, and most importantly, they played hard. They hustled, and that's all you can ask for from a squad that's fighting for their lives. Number 17 in the nation, going up against number 4, who's coming in tonight saying, oh, well, they're going to have to do a lot to take down Michigan, and I honestly thought they had the advantage in that third period.
Oh, they certainly did, especially later on. And for CMU, Devin, that point puts them into the 4th spot in the division. Oakland plays a very tough Lawrence Tech team to finish out their in-division schedule. I would be surprised if they got a point out of that contest. However, we've seen this year that anybody can beat anybody, and it's been full of surprises. But for right now, CMU is in that 4th spot in the MCHC with a 5-5-0-1 record in division. That point tonight, massive here against the Michigan Wolverines. Taking a look at our players to watch. Devin for CMU had Ben Rychuk and Nathan Bottles. Rychuk had that game-tying goal, and Nathan Bottles had the assist on Andrew Porzondik's goal down in the right wing corner in that in the tail end of that second period. And for the Wolverines, we had a player who we didn't know was not in the lineup, Logan Gare.
It happens.
Didn't make the lineup here tonight, but Connor Shee created a couple of good opportunities, especially in that extra frame, but he was kept off the score sheet other than from trips to the sin bin.
Chi showed why he's one of their best forwards this year. He has such good speed, such good awareness, great puck handling ability, and he was complimenting pretty much his entire line. You can tell a player like this, yeah, he makes a lot happen scoring-wise, 6 straight games with a point, but he just makes everyone around him better. And I think that's really what the difference is for this Michigan team is they're a complementary group. You know, they were able to break out of their zone quickly. They had a great time, a couple of chances, getting CMU on their back heels and getting inside positioning. And sometimes they'd make a shot that looked like it wasn't going to be a lot, and they'd have to make Lauren Jones work for it. And for this team, I respect the fact that they can make stuff happen just off the pure speed and will that they have. And again, credit to CMU matching that energy. They had to. They would have to back check hard and poke check the puck well. They did that tonight, and it was a physical game. Michigan brought it just as much as the Chips did.
Yeah, indeed. It was a very fun, high-hitting hockey game here tonight. 3 stars of the game. Anthony Remick slotting in at our 3rd star with multiple key saves in overtime. 2nd star goes to Isaac Gibbs, who had an assist, but he, despite only having 1 point tonight, was all over the ice.
Well, he gets that star because of his defensive efforts. You know, in overtime, Michigan was trying to set up in the zone a couple of times, and the corners looked like they were going to have a chance, and Gibbs would get back there, take the puck away, use the body, really screen away people and use his physicality. And that's something you don't always see from a player that is just known for goal scoring. But in this game tonight, credit to Brendan Martin and credit to him for just standing up there and playing defense first. That's what championship teams are made of, and that's really what CMU's been all about, that tough, gritty, hard-working group. They showed it here tonight, and you got to be proud of that because this is something that not questioned over the last couple of weeks, but you certainly wanted to see it show up. They did that tonight. We'll give him the 2nd star, but honestly, this entire CMU team for the defensive work they did tonight.
Yeah, indeed. Our 1st star goes to the only player tonight who had a multi-point night, Kier Cumming, the captain on senior night for the Michigan Wolverines. He gets our 1st star of the game here tonight. Ahead on the schedule for both these two teams, Central Michigan has 3 more games left. They will wrap up their division schedule tomorrow against Michigan after improving to 13-8-2-2, and they will finish out the year with a home-and-home against Davenport next week and closing it out with senior night on Saturday. Michigan has 2 more games left on the slate this season. They are 17-5-0-2. They play Central Michigan tomorrow and then wrap their season up against Adrian next weekend as they finish up that series. They knocked the teeth in on Adrian on Sunday, a 13-1 victory at Arrington. We'll see how that situation turns out, but for Michigan, this is a 2nd point that could have helped them going forward. They're in a tight race for the top spot in the MCHC East and a bye in the 1st round of the playoffs. Saginaw Valley and Lawrence Tech up there as well. They are all able to get that top spot in the MCHC East. It'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. We'll keep an eye on that for you here. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Devin, what do you got for us in the ACHA?
Well, first off, the MACHA playoffs had a lot of shakeups today. Number 10, Missouri State, taken down by number 20, Creighton, 4-1 tonight. That's a massive win for Creighton, who, like CMU, is trying the outside looking in, trying to get into the national tournament. And again, like we talked about in the pregame show, Missouri State continuing on this skid. I think they've lost 4 out of the last 5 contests now, going back to when CMU upset them. And look, with a loss like that, they're lucky it wasn't 5 goals, because now you're talking about Missouri State could be looking at themselves dropping out of the top 16. At the beginning of the year, we thought was going to be a lock to nationals. I still think they get in, but they're going to have a lot of lost momentum now going into, because it's their playoff, what's going to be really just nationals to finish out their season. And continuing on, Arkansas took down Maryville, no surprise right there. The Razorbacks continuing their dominance, and then as we mentioned, sorry, I'm forgetting my scores here. Nebraska won their contest as well. I think it was 4-2 their score. So the MCHA playoffs alive and well for Arkansas, who my pick is now the front runner well and away to win their conference. And move on. And then that kind of does it for Out of Towns, as we didn't have any updates on the Division III Twitter or any of the other social media accounts. So
Indeed,
that's where we lie.
As for the professional side of things, the Grand Rapids Griffins deadlocked with the Manitoba Moose 1-1 with about 11 minutes to go at last check down at Van Andel Arena. You can listen to that game on Wood Radio 1300, 106.9 FM out of Grand Rapids, or you can listen on the iHeartRadio app, same station. The Wings in action tomorrow as they take on the Canucks at noon. They again won last night 2-1 over the Calgary Flames. Before we head out, we would like to thank Finn McCautry for running our camera here this afternoon. He did a wonderful job, and we are very helpful for you here, or very grateful for you here tonight, Finn. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come out here to Arctic Edge of Canton. Well, that'll just about do it for us here this evening, but we will be back tomorrow at around 8 p.m. for puck drop between the Central Michigan Chippewas and the Michigan Wolverines as they wrap up their weekend series tomorrow at Martin Ice Arena. Until then, I'm Reagan Cleaves for Devin Serra and everybody else here at CCHN saying so long from Arctic Edge of Canton as the Central Michigan Chippewas battle to a 3-3 tie with the Michigan Wolverines. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night, everybody.